Welcome to Blessed and Boys, a podcast that's hanging the banner. We're one Saints fan and one Cowboys fan, one fan of Who Dat and one fan of Dat Win. We're here to give weekly takes, game recaps, bad betting picks, game previews, and the occasional Seinfeld reference.
This week, our patron Saint/Cowboy is defensive tackle Willie Broughton. No confirmation of any relationship to current Saint Vernon Broughton. But,
or the movie Bring It On, and it's already been brought in.
Of course, yes. So Willie was played on a football scholarship at the University of Miami. As a junior, he was a member of the national championship team. As a senior, he played every position along the defensive line, posting 6 tackles, 6 for loss, and 5 sacks. In the 1985 draft, Broughton was selected in the 4th round, 88th overall by the Indianapolis Colts. He was also selected by the Orlando Renegades in the 1985 USFL Territorial Draft. As a rookie, Broughton appeared in 15 games with 1 start at left defensive end, making 17 tackles, 1 sack, and 2 QB pressures. 1986, he starts the first 8 games at nose tackle after the team released veteran Brad White. He was limited by a neck injury the rest of the season, posted 34 tackles, 1 sack, 1 QB pressure, and 1 fumble recovery. 1987, he injures his knee in training camp, placed on IR on August 4th. July 5th, 1988, he is signed as a free agent and then waived on August 23rd. I got this from Wikipedia. They didn't put a team here. Oh, well, I guess I'm assuming
he was just signed. He just
signed a contract. He signed with somebody. 1989, his college coach, here we go, Jimmy Johnson, gives him a tryout, ends up signing him on July 18th with the Dallas Cowboys. He starts 14 out of 16 games. He registers 92 tackles, which was 5th on the team, 3 sacks, 2 passes defended. In 1990, he would play in 4 games as a backup defensive tackle, suffered a lower back strain before the 5th game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, was placed on IR, cut on August 20th, 1991, not re-signed after the season. Broughton would spend a year out of football rehabilitating his back before being signed as a free agent by the then Los Angeles Raiders in 1992. Appeared in 16 games with 8 starts at left defensive tackle. Finished the season with 42 tackles and 1 sack. August 30th, 1993, he's released and re-signed the next day. Appears in 15 games as a backup, makes 4 tackles and 1 sack. 1994, Broughton does not play after being declared inactive in 9 games, also limited with a right elbow injury he suffered in preseason, and was released on November 14th. November 23rd of 1994, signs as a free agent with the Miami Dolphins after Craig Vesey was lost to injury. He was declared inactive in 5 games, was not re-signed after the season. June 2nd, 1995, he is signed again as a free agent by the Raiders. On August 28th, however, he's traded to the Saints in exchange for a draft choice, number 220 overall, which turns out to be Cedric with an S, Clark. 1995, he appears in 16 games, 10 starts at left defensive end and nose tackle in a 3-4 defense. Finishes with 31 tackles, 2 sacks, and 1 pass defended. 1996, he appears in 14 games with 5 starts at right defensive tackle. Tallies 22 tackles, 16 of those solo, and 2 sacks. Was placed on IR on December 19th and cut July 18th, 1997. Again, this is coming from Wikipedia, so take all this information with a grain of salt. His brother, Doc Lucky, played nose tackle for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers of the Canadian Football League. And again, no confirmation that he is of any relation to current Saint and former Longhorn Vernon Broughton. I'm Paul, the Saints fan.
I'm Brendan, the Cowboys fan.
We're your host. Now let's let Izzy tell you what time it is.
Yeah, that's it. It's go time. Let's see you lift that.
Mr. Mandelbaum, please.
It's go time.
This one's for you, Pop. It's go time.
It's go time.
You've been married 3 times.
That's it! It's go time!
It's go time.
All right. It is go time. It's almost time to get going because the season, we only got 1 week left, buddy, of the regular season. But we'll get to all the playoff implications, all that good stuff here in a moment. But a few housekeeping items first. If you want to contact the show, blessthemboys@gmail.com, BLESSDEMBOYZ. We are on X at bless_dem_boys. I'm at Paul Elliott _316. Brandon is at Ball from Grace. Still on Blue Sky, although we don't check it.
In spirit.
In spirit, yes. We are available to stream on both Spotify and Apple, but you can also check us out live on YouTube, which hopefully you're doing right now. And if you are, we appreciate you. While you're here, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button.
We did add a new subscriber this week, I will say.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so
are we up to 20 now?
19. We were
19,
at 18,
okay,
so we need one more to hit that.
One more. All right. Very good. But yeah, while you're here, if you're new here, you want to be the 20th subscriber, please, by all means. You can also check us out on Spotify and Apple. We ask that you like, share, subscribe, leave a rating review, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell the bots. The bots are still going strong, I think. All right. So, like I said, a lot of football to get to, a lot of NFL football. We will touch briefly. We do have to make some college picks in our bowl pick'em.
That's right.
We'll get to that momentarily. But first, we here at Bless Them Boys do pride ourselves on being able to discuss other things.
But enough about fish. I can discuss other things, you know.
All right, buddy. Well, Brandon, you were on assignment last week.
I was at Media Day for our fantasy football championship. I'll have more of an update on that later in the show. But I think the show's intro will is a good clue to how that went for me. So we went up to East Texas to visit my family. We went to some local places. We had our annual Christmas Eve family football game this year. No major injuries. Some
good
soreness, but no collisions, which is good because we were playing with like 16 people.
Nobody on IR.
Nobody's on IR. Nobody's no injuries to speak of. I also played pickleball a couple of times this week.
Okay.
And then also went to a local restaurant. I'll show off the new Pizza King t-shirt, which I got. Local Longview pizza joint. Really good pizza.
But,
not a sponsor, but we'll see. We'll reach out. We'll have our people call their people.
We have people?
No. We are the people.
Okay. We are the people.
So it was a good Christmas. The kids got, I think the kids were pretty happy with what they got. We have been playing Nintendo Switch, the original Mario Party game on the original Switch.
Yeah.
So we've been playing that a lot lately. Lots of Wicked memorabilia. Much to my chagrin.
Sounds like my house. My youngest had basically every gift my youngest got was Wicked related, except for like 1 or 2 things.
Yeah, so that's like I think someone asked our youngest what her favorite gift was, and we found like a crown that's like pretty close to the big Glenda crown that's like tall. So Santa was able to find one of those and make that happen. So she was pretty excited about that.
By the way, I don't know if you're aware, but Wicked for Good is available today on VOD.
Oh, that's good to know. Thanks for telling. thanks for bringing that into. I've actually not seen the second one yet.
I
I
have not
managed to
either.
avoid it so far.
I technically haven't seen all of the first one. I saw bits and pieces when my wife was watching it with the girls. I know the musical. I mean, I listened to the soundtrack. I think I've talked about it on the show before, but I've listened to the Broadway recording years ago
with Adele Dazeem.
Yes, with her. Yep.
I got a lot of Italian themed stuff. So I got like an Italian cookbook. Ooh. I got like Pasta Maker. I'll wear it next week. I was choosing between the two, but I got a AS Roma soccer shirt. So
okay.
So that's a new one. And then the Italian cookbook I got has like 1,600 recipes in it. Wow. So it's like massive. It's supposedly it's like the Italian version of that the Joy of Cooking, which is like the Julia Child's book.
Yeah.
So it's like this is supposedly the Italian version of that. So it's like huge. And then
I don't know why, but that makes me think of the have you seen The Godfather?
I have. Yes.
Okay, so the scene, I think it's in the part 1 where they go over to somebody's house and he's cooking and he calls Michael over. He's like, Michael, come over here. Come on, learn something. Like learn about. And he's like, he's got the big pot and he's making the sauce and he's doing all. So, I don't know why that made me think of that.
You know, it's this is one of the rare times on the show where you say, "Have you ever seen this?" And I was able to say yes. So big achievement.
That's Godfather is Italian adjacent, I would say.
Yeah, it is. And then we also got through all of Pluribus season 1. So I don't know where are you on?
So this is funny because last week when you chimed in via chat that you were through 5 episodes of Pluribus. I had only gotten through 4 at that point.
Okay.
And so I was like, man, I need to catch up. So I did catch up. I'm through. I did finish season 1, so we are in the same spot. I enjoyed it. I think Ray Seahorn's phenomenal. I think she gives a good performance. But I've liked her. I liked her in Better Call Saul too. I thought she should have won an Emmy there. Hopefully, she gets one for this.
So this was definitely like this is a very slow burn show. Like it's very very much that. And because when people said that, I was like a little skeptical because everyone also told us that Severance was a slow show, and I never felt the slowness of that. This one I actually felt like it was slow. It was
this
good.
One reminded me a little bit of Breaking Bad season 1, where it's like a lot of world building, a lot of
right.
Which, if you know anything about the show, like just like the basic concept of the show, you kind of anticipate that just because of how the nature of like what's going on and like how just kind of the absurdity of the whole situation.
You have to figure out how everything sort of fits together in this universe with this new sort of, I guess, life form is what we could.
How did you feel about? We won't try not to spoil anything, but like the ending of season 1, did you see that coming, or was it kind of like, oh, that's
no? I didn't really have a good feel for like what sort of direction it was going to take. Like I felt like it was very open. Like I never felt like, oh, it's going to go this way. I did kind of feel like I did kind of expect the kind of like relationship that ended up happening at one point toward the end. I kind of thought that would happen, but like I couldn't tell which way it was going to go, especially with the South American individual making an appearance, and then how that's going to work moving forward either. And then when they brought at the very end with the helicopter, my wife and I both thought the same thing, that those were the the eggs.
Ah,
So that's what
Yeah.
we both thought those were. But then, like when she said what it was, I was like, oh okay. So
the I didn't there was Vince Gilligan, the creator of the show, obviously created Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. He's been doing a lot of press, and I did see something. I didn't read far into it, but I did see something where he said the way they ended season 1 was not the way they originally were going to end it. Well, I don't know
really?
what the original. I didn't read to see what the original plan was, but I mean, this happened in Breaking Bad too. Originally, for those that have seen Breaking Bad, the Jesse Pinkman character was supposed to die, I think, after season 1.
Oh, really?
And
I'm glad they kept him in because he was so good.
Right. And they just loved Aaron Paul, the actor, so much. They're like, we can't do that. We got to keep this guy around. And so they, there were definitely, and with any show, I mean, with our favorite show, Seinfeld, there's a lot of these serendipitous things that have to happen,
Right.
sometimes.
I did hear that it's going to be 2 years before we get.
Oh, is that? I mean, that makes sense if you think of it, because again, the production on this show is
pretty big,
kind of crazy. It's big, yeah.
It seems. It does seem like that's par for the course on Apple TV shows these days. Is that?
Yeah, they've got some money to throw around.
Yeah.
I did enjoy and I tweeted this out from my account. There is a Caddyshack reference in episode. I forget. I think so. There's 9 episodes total. I want to say it was in episode 7 or 8. There is an episode where she goes out and plays golf.
Mm-hmm.
And while she's playing golf, the song "I'm All Right" is playing. Kenny Loggins, which is a Caddyshack reference, which I thoroughly enjoyed.
One of my friends asked me, was like, what would you do in this situation? And I was kind of like the guy who's pretending to be James Bond and just like just like living.
Yeah, I mean, like,
sure, why not?
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting conundrum, right? For these, what is it, 12 people?
I think so.
Yeah, counting Carol, it's 12.
Right. The other, and then there's the other 11.
Right. Yeah. It's interesting. I'm curious to see where they go with it. I mean, Vince Gilligan did get his start writing for the X-Files. He wrote a couple of. That's actually how he met Bryan Cranston, because one of the episodes he wrote was an episode Bryan Cranston was in, and that's how they met. And then obviously years later,
there's also the other Seinfeld connection. There is that Kenny Bania was on an episode of X-Files.
He was, yeah, absolutely. And then obviously Bob Odenkirk, who played Saul Goodman, was on Seinfeld. He played Elaine's boyfriend in the Abstinence, the one where George's girlfriend. Yeah, he's. I'm not a doctor.
Beep boop. Yet.
Yeah.
Beep boop. Can I just tell people you're a doctor?
Yeah, can I just tell people you're a doctor?
And I have one more update. So I hopped on Instagram today, and our Clover County, one of the official country artists of the show, was posting from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. She was at the Monday Night Football game between the Los Angeles Rams and the Atlanta Falcons. So I think that is a confirmation that she is in fact an Atlanta Falcons fan.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that she's a Rams fan.
Well, I don't think so, given that she's from Georgia. But you never know.
Never know. I mean,
she might not be the official country artist of the show if she's a Falcons fan.
Let's see. Let's see what happens this week. I mean, the Saints play in Atlanta this week, so if she starts talking trash, we might have to have a discussion about.
What about you, Paul? What did you get up to? How was your Christmas?
Christmas was great. So when I recorded last week, we had just gotten back from Louisiana, spent some time with my mom and my sister. We talked about that on the show last week. My kids had a good Christmas. Everybody got kind of what good stuff. Nintendo Switch 2. She was excited about that. Yeah, I got a wallets that they're like they like well I could go grab it, but
did you have more cow here than here? So was that the problem?
well, that's the thing. It's not. It's like it's a metal. It's metal. It's
I think I know. I think I know what you're talking about.
It opens like this, and you put your cards
yeah.
in, and yeah.
Did you put the big bills on the outside?
I did.
That's
there is a money clip that you can put on the outside.
Okay.
Yeah, you can put the big bills on the outside, but yeah. So I got that. Got a couple of new pairs of shoes that I like, brand that I like. Yeah. So
did you
all in all pretty good.
Do you lean into the old white guy stereotype with the Air Monarchs? Is that the way you're
No. Well, I don't know. So I do get, so the shoes that I got, the two pairs I got were both slip-ons. But the brand is Canlis, Canles. It's almost like Canales, but without the extra A.
Oh, I'm not familiar with them.
It was a brand I found on Instagram, and tried a pair and really liked them. And then the pair I had got busted up, so got a new pair over for Christmas. So yeah, excited there. Did watch a couple of I think I talked about watching a couple Christmas movies last time. I did watch, so we did do on Christmas Eve, we did do the Home Alone 2. We did watch Home Alone 2. That's my oldest favorite.
We did watch that this year. And we watched we obviously did It's a Wonderful Life Christmas Eve. And then the other thing was we watched Meet Me in St. Louis.
So I didn't do that one this year. I did it last year, but I missed that one this year. But yeah, also watched for the first time, I watched the movie The Holdovers, which is a more recent movie.
That sounds familiar.
It came out in 2023, I believe. It stars Paul Giamatti as this kind of curmudgeonly history teacher at this all boys school, boarding school, and he has to. So it's Christmas break, and he has to stay. He has to hold over and watch the kids whose parents can't pick them up and bring them home for Christmas, basically. So it's him. He's the teacher, and then the chef of the school, who I can't remember the young lady who's the actress. She's phenomenal. She's great. She has recently lost her son, who had gone to the school, but he had went to Vietnam and served in Vietnam. This takes place in the, I think, early 70s. Is where it's set. And it's kind of a typical Christmas. It's kind of it is a Christmas movie because it does take place at Christmas, but it's also like one of these kind of coming of age type movies. It's directed by Alexander Payne, who also directed a movie called Sideways with Paul Giamatti years ago, which was about the wine enthusiast. Paul Giamatti plays a wine enthusiast, and Thomas Hayden Church is his best friend that's about to get married and all that stuff. So definitely recommend The Holdovers if you haven't seen it. I'm probably going to try to add it to my Christmas rotation moving forward.
Okay.
It's very good. And then I'm still doing some 2025 catch up. So I'm going to tell you about two movies. The one I watched more recently is Caught Stealing. This is a movie directed by Darren Aronofsky, who directed movies like The Wrestler, Requiem for a Dream, Pie.
Oh yeah, the depressing guy.
The depressing guy. So this movie is a little bit off the beaten path for him. This is kind of a straight, just crime story. It stars Austin Butler, who everybody probably knows. He is a former, so he was a high school baseball kind of prodigy that gets into a car accident, and that kind of ends his career. And now he's working as a bartender in New York City. He's dating Zoe Kravitz, and his neighbor down the hall is played by Matt Smith, who people might remember, who might know from Doctor Who, or actually also from the Game of Thrones spinoff House of Dragon show. But Matt Smith comes to him and says, "Hey, I've got to go out of town for a little while. Can you watch my cat?" And what Austin Butler doesn't realize is Matt Smith is kind of involved with some shady people, who come looking for him and don't find him, so they go after Austin Butler. One of those shady individuals is played by future Super Bowl halftime performing artist Bad Bunny.
Okay.
And then also and then there's another brother pair of Hasidic Jews that are played by Liev Schreiber and Vincent D'Onofrio. They also are kind of looking for Matt Smith as well. And then it's a pretty good movie. It's on Netflix right now, so I would, if you have Netflix, you want to check it out, I would recommend it. Austin Butler's very good in it. I'll say that. He's kind of getting, I don't know, like I really liked him. So his performance in Elvis has been obviously made fun of at this point, because of the accent and all that. But like in Dune Part 2, I thought he was very good.
Austin Butler. I was looking him up, and like while you were talking about him, I recognized, because he's the nephew of the giant fat.
He's Stella. Yeah, he's a I forget what the name is.
Fade Raltha.
Yes. But yeah, I think he's very good. I'm looking forward to, I believe he is going to be in Heat 2, which should start filming in the summer of 2026. So looking forward to seeing him in that, see what he does there. And then the other movie I actually got a chance to go in and watch in the theater yesterday is Marty Supreme, the new Timothée Chalamet movie, where he plays a professional ping pong player, but he's kind of a hustler. Well, not kind of. He pretty much is a hustler. This is directed by Josh Safdie. If you've seen the movies,
the
Good
Safdie
Time
of the Safdie brothers,
yep. So if you've seen Uncut Gems, which was the Adam Sandler movie from a couple years ago, it's the same brother tandem that directed that. This movie has a lot of that energy. Very fast paced, very like it was one of those things where when the movie was over, I was like, oh wow, that was fast. Like, it's a 2.5 hour movie, but it moves at a very, very good pace. I will say this: the needle drop at the end of the movie is top notch. It's like injected in my veins. Let's just go. It's fantastic. So I would highly recommend. So I did my top 10. I don't know if you heard my top 10 movies last week of the year of 2025. This one has now made the cut. This is now Marty Supreme. I think I put at number 4.
Okay.
So I had One Battle After Another with number 1. Sinners was 2. Train Dreams 3. My Marty Supreme, and
was Train Dreams later. Train Dreams was a Netflix movie, right?
It was, yes. Okay. It is still on Netflix, and I still highly recommend checking it out if you haven't. Okay, I'm sorry. I actually have. I flipped it. 28 Years Later is 4. Marty Supreme is 5.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, that top 5 is pretty interchangeable. Like they can all. But and I did catch up on, as we talked about, Pluribus season 1. I also want to mention tomorrow night, as we're recording this on December 30th, New Year's Eve. Tomorrow night, my wife and I are going to go to the theater and watch the final episode of Stranger Things. We caught up on volume 2 of season 5 on Christmas Day. Thought Netflix was pretty smart about this. So they had the 2 football games Christmas Day. They had obviously your Cowboys and then Lions Vikings. And then that led right into the release at 7 o'clock of Stranger Things volume 2, season 5, volume 2. So thought that was a pretty smart move on their part.
I will go ahead and get this out of the way now. I did not appreciate them having like people in the audience dressed up as like random characters from different shows. It's like, okay, because I think that was it 11s? Was that something from Stranger Things? Yeah, they had that in like the Cowboys.
Yeah, I caught that on the Cowboy game.
I saw that and I was like, okay, let's just not, okay.
This kind of goes to one of Donnie's grievances last week, which is about the whole streaming thing and like how, especially with football now, like the thing, like, you know, obviously having to have Netflix to watch NFL games is kind of weird already, but to me the worst one is they had the Ravens Packers game on Saturday was only on Peacock, not NBC. Couldn't watch it on NBC. You had to have Peacock, which to me just makes no sense. Like,
well, see, that explains why I didn't watch any of it.
Well, there you go. There you go. Oh, that explains it.
Yeah, I can't even remember. Like, I think Saturday night we ended up just watching Pluribus because I was checking the scores and I was like,
well,
you know, I don't think because we didn't have anybody in the fantasy for that game,
right.
And so I was like, you know, I don't really care.
Yeah, it was probably, unless you had Derrick Henry, because Derrick Henry, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But
fortunately, I was not playing against him either.
Right. All right, buddy. Anything else you want to talk about?
Let's get to these bowl games, or as our picks should more appropriately be called bowel games.
Oof. Yeah. So let's do this. So we just had a game go final right before we turn the mics on here. Illinois defeated Tennessee in the Music City Bowl with the last-second field goal. So after that game, the standings currently are as follows. Our good friend Andy, the Bears fan, running away with it. Honestly, he's 18-12. I actually have recovered from my 0-5 start. I'm actually second place now, 13-17. Brandon is tied with MJ Mans at 11-19, and our buddy Donnie bringing up the rear at 10-20. But
we still don't know who MJ Mans is either.
We still don't. Yeah. So shout out to him.
Please reach out, mystery contestant.
Yeah. Okay. So we do have to pick 4 college football playoff semifinal games. We have not made those selections yet, so we will do that. We will not be picking this is the quarterfinals, not the semifinal, the quarterfinal. We're just going to pick those games. We will not pick the semifinal just yet. We'll wait and do that next week. Let me see. When is the first semifinal game? Oh, yeah, we'll have plenty. Yeah.
We got plenty of time.
Should have plenty. So the first semifinal game is on the 8th of January. We will record again on either the 6th or the 7th next week. So we should be fine. All right, so let's get to first up. This will be at the Jerry's World here, the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Miami coming off their defeat of Texas A&M, getting 9.5 points against number 2 Ohio State. Brandon, which way are you going in this one?
I will be picking. Where is it? I will be taking the Buckeyes.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna lay the points as well. I think I'm gonna lay the points as well.
That A&M Miami game was all sorts of unwatchable. That was
bad.
Nasty.
That was bad.
It's almost as if they're.
Oh,
they've been a better
here we
team
go. Here we go.
To put in that game.
I was going to say
that
should have been a good week for you as a Longhorn fan because OU lost and A&M lost.
It was fantastic.
Yeah. So, speaking of Texas schools, the Orange Bowl, Capital One Orange Bowl. I got high hopes for this game. I think this will be a pretty good game. Oregon, Texas Tech. Oregon coming off a defeat of James Madison, which, by the way, shout out to James Madison's social network, social media people. Like they did.
I don't think that was. I think that's actually. I don't think that's their actual school. I think it's just a couple of JMU grads that run it.
Oh, okay.
They apparently just leaned into it.
Shout out to them because that was the best part of that whole week leading up to the game. The game actually
certainly wasn't the game though.
Well, I mean, James Madison covered for what it's worth. I mean,
they did.
I'm pretty sure they did. Hang on, let me check here. Please hold. Where are we at? God, that game was that long ago. Jeez. Yeah, here we go.
There's a lot of red on. There's a lot of red on here, Paul. Oh,
yeah.
They did at the end.
Yeah, plus 20.5. They covered. They lost by 17.
Shout out to James Madison for covering.
Shout out to the Dukes, who just hired, by the way, Billy Napier, formerly of University of Florida, as their new head coach. So, okay, so let's get to
the grads of that school must be making bank the way they're churning out talent over there.
Yeah,
something's going on.
Some's missing. Okay, so Orange Bowl, Oregon, Texas Tech. Oregon is actually favored by 1.5 points. I would definitely say take the over in this game, whatever that number is. I think I'm going to take the 1.5 with the Red Raiders.
I think I will too.
Yeah. Okay. And then the winner of those two games, Cotton Bowl. No, that's not right. The winner of the Orange Bowl will take on the winner of the next game. We'll talk about the Rose Bowl, which is Alabama coming off their win against Oklahoma, going up against number 1 Indiana. Alabama is getting 6.5 points. If I told you at the beginning of the college football season that Indiana would be playing Alabama in the Rose Bowl and Indiana would be the 6.5 point favorite, you'd probably have me drug tested.
Yep.
So,
Paul, just FYI, the point total is 51.5. It opened for Oregon, Texas Tech. It opened at 52.5 and has been bet down.
Okay.
So
that's what, 27-24? That's 51.
Basically.
So 28-24. 20, yeah, so that'll get you there. 20.
Yeah.
If somebody, I mean, well, see, these bowl games always tend to be, I don't know. Like every time you think a bowl game's going to go over, it never does.
Like that A&M Miami game.
Oof. Yeah. Okay. Alabama plus 6.5 against Indiana. Interesting matchup here. Signetti, I believe, once upon a time, an assistant at Alabama under Saban. So interesting to see here. Obviously, Kalen DeBoer got a lot of interest from the University of Michigan. They ended up hiring Kyle Whittingham as their head coach. Michigan, the opponent of your Longhorns, coming up here in their bowl game. Alabama, I don't know where to go here. I
think I'm going to lay the points.
Yeah, I think I am too. This is not your daddy's Alabama team. This is not the Alabama team that we grew up watching with Saban.
No.
And this is definitely not the Hoosier team, the Indiana team we grew up watching.
No.
All right, so the winner of the Rose Bowl plays the winner of the Orange Bowl. The winner of the Cotton Bowl between Miami and Ohio State will play the winner of the Sugar Bowl, which is Ole Miss against Georgia. So classic SEC matchup here in New Orleans in the Sugar Bowl. Ole Miss getting 6.5. I'm laying the points with the Bulldogs.
I am taking the points with the Rebs.
I'm going to take the points with the Rebs. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So, again, we'll see how those come out in the wash, and we will pick those winners for the semifinals. So, the semifinals, so the Sugar Bowl winner versus the Cotton Bowl winner will be a week from Thursday on January 8th. The Orange Bowl winner against the Rose Bowl winner will be a week from Friday on the 9th. So we could have potentially an all Big Ten semifinal, Oregon against Indiana. That'd be a rematch. Could have and then we will have it. Well, we'll have at least one SEC team in the semifinals because Ole Miss and Georgia, somebody's got to win.
Somebody's got to win. I'm scrolling through the results, and it looks like if you just pick the team that less people picked on, you'd be killing it right now.
You'd be killing it?
Yes.
That's great.
Most of my greens are like less than 50%.
Yeah, that's isn't that how it always happens?
That sounds about. I mean, Vegas doesn't have all those fancy hotels out there for no reason.
That's right. You're right. All right, let's get into anything else in college football you want to talk about? I mentioned the Michigan hiring.
No, I think I'm good. I haven't paid much attention to outside of watching most of the
the only
Miami game. I think
I did try to watch a little bit of the Pop-Tart Bowl just for the sheer entertainment value, but haven't watched a lot of the bowl games, to be honest. I intended to.
Did you hear about the whole Pop-Tarts Bowl thing?
What happened?
So there were three Pop-Tarts this year.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Well, two of them went to be sacrificed, and one of them ran away.
All right.
Well, supposedly, the story is that the Pop-Tart running away was supposed to represent Notre Dame running away from their bowl invitation like a bunch of cowards. Which
bravo.
The Pop-Tart outside of the playoff games, is the Pop-Tarts Bowl now the most important bowl in the country?
It's the most fun. I mean, like if you're gonna, so there was a brief period of time where it was the Duke's Mayo Bowl, just because the coach gets dumped with mayo at the end of the game. But like this whole Pop-Tart Bowl thing has become its own like legend.
They've taken the gimmick and really run with it and made it fun, which I think is what's so great about it is they really leaned into it. Like we need the Longhorn Michigan Cheez-Its Bowl to actually let's get some Cheez-Its going on. Something.
Well, and speaking of Notre Dame and one of the teams that was in the Pop-Tart Bowl, BYU, I don't know if you caught this, but Notre Dame and USC have halted their rivalry, their long-standing rivalry, and taking the place of that will be Notre Dame versus BYU moving forward for a couple of years. So there was a little bit of hubbub about that because obviously Notre Dame USC goes back a long way. I don't know when the last time Notre Dame played BYU. I can remember in my head. I can remember maybe it was I think I can remember Jim McMahon at BYU playing against Notre Dame, maybe. But
I'm sure there won't be any religious jokes being made during that.
No, not on this show.
No.
Not on this show.
But
this is a classy operation we got here. I don't know if you're aware.
We have Pooh Bear meme over here.
Yeah, I mean, let's move on to our game presented by Dick Hart.
As we said, we love our dicks on this show.
Let's recap some picks here. I don't know if we want to, but we will. Okay, so for our preseason picks, I was 7-9 for the week, 144 and 112. You were 6-10 for the week, 145 and 110. I have 4 teams correctly predicted: the Eagles, the Steelers, the Titans, and the Panthers. And I will just actually, I meant to notate this. I think I need the all of those teams to lose except the Eagles to have a correct prediction for the season, but I could be wrong there. But
Okay.
you have 3 teams correctly predicted, and none of the 3 teams are the same as mine. We both have the Titans. We both have the Titans.
There we go.
But you also have the Dolphins and the Chargers. So kudos to you on that. For our spread picks, woof.
Moving on.
I will say, we both started 2-10 after the early slate on Sunday. I won my last 4. I finished 6-10, so I'm gonna take that as a win. I'm 106 and 150.
We really finished after that 2-10 opening. Really cool.
We finished strong.
Besides that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play?
Oh man. So 6-10 for me, 4-12 for you. I'm 106 and 50 for the season. You are 120 and 136. Hey, shout out to our friend Andy again, who's a game above 500. Donnie right behind him, a game under 500. And then you are in 3rd place. I am in 4th place. In the confidence picks, we were both 9-7. Both have 76 points for the week. That was pretty interesting.
Oh.
I am 147 and 108, 1,283 points. You are 163 and 92, 1,444 points. And you, sir, are currently in the lead in the confidence picks for the year. Andy in 2nd place. I'm right behind him in 3rd. I think is that Donnie in 4th, or is that Eberflus? Or did Eberflus quit?
I think that's Eberflus, because we have one that's like nobody's done. I think Donnie hasn't done the confidence with us.
Okay. And then I will just real quick before we go to the next part here. Head to head, we were head to head this week on 4 games. I actually won this week. I was 3-1 against you.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, but I'm 43 and 50. So you're ahead 57 to 43 for the season. So I didn't think about this, but I'm gonna go opposite
on every game.
Well, I got a proposal for when we get to our picks. So I'll just save that for later. Win totals. You and I are tied 15 and 11. Andy right behind us at 13 and 13. Here are the teams so far. So we have 26 teams. So there's only 6 teams left that have so to hit their win totals, we have Ravens have done under 11.5, as has the Chiefs. The Bengals and the Lions have gone under 10.5. Chargers and Rams and the 49ers have both gone over 10.5. Commanders also under 10.5. Broncos and Texans have gone over 9.5. The Bucks have gone under 9.5. Cardinals, Cowboys, Dolphins all under 8.5. Bears, Steelers, Seahawks all over 8.5. Patriots over 7.5. The Panthers over 6.5, as are the Colts and the Jaguars over 6.5. The Saints, I told you this would happen. They'd screw around and go over. I knew it would happen.
Well, do you remember when you were going through the schedule and you were counting wins, and I was like, Paul, you're going over, and so
you were right. Yeah, over. Saints over 5.5. Raiders, Giants, and Jets and Titans all under 5.5. So there are 6 teams left. Let me see if I can quickly pull this up while we're here.
Yeah, I was actually pulling that up right now because I wanted to see what I've got.
6 teams left. So I'll pull up mine. So we have the Bills. I have them. The number is 11.5. I have them over, so we need them to win. I need
Correct.
them
I
to
do
win.
too.
on
I do
Sunday.
too.
The Eagles are. I have under 11.5, so I need them to lose.
Same.
The Packers over 9.5, so I need them to win, which probably
Same.
won't happen. The Vikings under 8.5, so I need the Packers to beat the Vikings this week, basically.
Same. Yep.
Falcons under 7.5, so I need the Saints to beat the Falcons.
Same.
And is that it? Oh no, Browns. Browns under 4.5. So I need the Browns to lose to the Bengals this week.
Okay, so Paul,
Yeah.
we're gonna end up tied. We have all the same picks left.
Yeah. So either way, we're gonna end up. Well, you know what? No, I can't. It's locked. I was gonna say, can I change one? But I can't. They're locked.
Nice try.
There you go. So we're gonna end up with a tie. Also, win-loss game, the skins game, as we call it. Through 17 weeks, I have 157. You have 149. I tried to go through the combinations here. I think I have secured a win in this, but let's just, I guess, go through it. So you have Ravens wins.
Okay.
You also have Steelers losses. So you're guaranteed a point. Well,
no,
you're
I
not
could get
guaranteed.
two.
You could.
I could double up.
You could double up. So, okay, so that would, and you're down by 8 right now. So you need that. You have Browns losses and Bengals wins. So that's another double up possibility. So that could get you to 4.
If those games go the way that I want them to, that's a good chunk right there.
You have Packers wins. I have Vikings losses. So if the Packers win, so that's a net 0.
That's a wash.
That could be a net 0. Yeah.
Well, it'll be
You
a
have
net
4
0 either way. Because if
True. Yeah. It'll be a net 0 either way. You have 49ers wins. I have Seahawks wins. So that's a head-to-head.
Okay.
This week. You have Lions wins. I have Bears wins. So that's another head-to-head.
Mm-hmm.
You have Jets losses. I have. Wait, who did the Jets play this week?
Bills.
Bills.
Bills
I have
wins.
Bills wins. So that's
Okay.
another head-to-head. You have Bengals wins
No,
and
that's
Browns losses.
No, that'll be a wash because if the Bills win, then you get a point and I'll get a point for Jets losses.
Yeah, you're right. So that's a wash. Okay. We already did we have Bengals Browns. That's a possible double up for you. You have Bucks wins and Panthers losses. So that's another double up possibility.
Mm-hmm.
You have Rams losses. I have Cardinals losses, I think. Or do you have Cardinals losses too?
I don't have my sheet open.
I'm looking. Where's okay? No. You have Rams losses. I have Cardinals wins. So that'll be a wash, right?
Wash, yep.
Yeah. You have Panthers losses and Bucks wins. We already talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
You have Chargers wins. I have Broncos wins. So that's a head-to-head.
Dang.
No Justin Herbert this week.
Yeah,
for the Chargers,
that's where it falls apart.
You have Cowboys losses. I have Giants losses. So that's a point for one. That's a head-to-head.
That is a head-to-head. Let's see Joe Milton. Show me Joe Milton.
You have Steelers losses and Ravens wins. We talked about that.
Yep.
You have Falcons losses. I have Saints losses. So that's another head-to-head. And finally, you have Raiders losses. I have Chiefs wins. So that's a wash.
Wash, yeah.
So
I think there's a potential, but I would need a lot of stuff to break right.
Yeah, you need those. So you have, I think, 3 possible double ups.
Correct.
So that's 6 points. That'd be 6 points. And then assuming I don't, do I have any double ups? I don't know do I have any. Let's see. I have Bills wins. Bills play the Jets. You have the Jets. We did Chiefs, Saints. Eagles play the Commanders.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I have Eagles wins and Commanders wins. So that's a guaranteed point as long as there's no tie
Okay.
for me. I have Broncos wins. You have Chargers, so we already did that. I have Titans losses. You have Jags, right? Yeah, so that's a wash because I have Titans losses. You have Jags wins. I have Dolphins losses.
No, that's a head-to-head then. If you have wait, no, you're right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
opposite.
it's a wash.
If they're the same, then it's a head-to-head.
Yeah.
I have Dolphins losses. Okay, so here's a double up for me possibly. I have Dolphins losses and Patriots wins. So if the Patriots beat the
Okay.
Dolphins, a
Well,
double
congrats
up.
on your 2 points.
Right. Fair enough. I also have Texans wins and Colts losses, so that's another double up
Oh,
possibility.
there you go. Okay.
So, and then I think that's it. I think we went.
Yeah, and the Colts have already said that they are starting
Riley Leonard.
Riley Leonard.
I'm pretty sure Phillip Rivers is at the house. I don't think he's.
It was fun, guys. Thanks for.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I had fun. Peace out. I'm gonna go take care of my 20 kids.
I'm gonna go restart the Hall of Fame clock.
Yeah. By the way, shout out to Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald. Made the Hall of Fame finalists were announced today.
Okay, you're forgetting someone.
It was Darren Woodson, one of the finalists.
He's one of the finalists.
Okay. I thought he would. I thought so. I forgot. I probably should have written it down, but I didn't. So my apologies. All right. I think we covered all that. We'll do the upsets and locks later, but let's get to the recap for week 17. We'll start with one of our new segments here. Got to support the team.
Up. Where's the button? Come on, Putty.
Where's Putty?
Well, you know, support the team.
Hey, man, just trying to support the team.
Well, you got to support your team, huh?
Okay, ready to go?
Yeah.
Let's get it on!
Let's get it on.
Did we talk on the show about the video of Patrick Warburton and his sons recreating the
I know I sent it
vocals?
to you, but
You sent it to me,
but I don't know if we actually talked about it.
So basically, it's them recreating his voiceover from Emperor's New Groove as
Correct.
What was his character's name? Gronk. Yeah.
Gronk.
Yeah. So yeah, it is. If you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend you find it. I told you, I think we need one of those, but for Putty. We just need like his son's like, yeah, that's right.
That's right. High five.
High five. Okay, you mind if I'll start here? Luckily, both of our teams won this week, so
that's right. Yeah, that's right.
And I also, you got to help me out. You got to remind me. I didn't give the presenting player last week. I was too excited to get to our watch along of the Festivus episode, so I need to make sure I give due credit. And what I'll say is, for week 17, the player presenting the game, I tried to make it a player who only played for the two teams in the game. So, for example, for Saints Titans, it was presented by Carl Roaches, who only played for the Saints and the Titans, or maybe it might have been the Oilers. But because initially I was going to use Archie Manning for this because Archie Manning played for the Oilers and the Saints, but he also played for the Vikings, so he didn't have just two franchises in his.
You could have used Earl Campbell, though, right?
Earl played for the Saints?
Didn't he?
Yeah, but I think he played. I think I looked at that. Why did I not use Earl Campbell? That's good. That's a good point. You look
bias is why.
That's right. That's right. Screw him. Oh, you're right. How did I miss that? Well,
that's a good question.
That's just dumb. That's just dumb. I apologize. My apologies to you, to Earl Campbell, to all Longhorns. Yeah.
Apologize to Saints fans.
Saints fans, everybody. I apologize to my family, everybody. Yeah. But anyway, well, I really shucked it up, didn't I? much
He
like
did.
the Saints did in Nashville, 34-26. Yeah, I mean, another really good performance from Tyler Shuck, 333 yards. Not a great first half for the Saints, but obviously second half got to put it together. I will say I haven't watched a lot of Tennessee games this year, obviously, but Cam Ward, he's like the I think we probably said this on the show before, but he's like Will Levis 2.0, where like it's like he does the Will Levis stuff, but more often than
better?
Will Levis. Yeah, he does it better. Like I texted you at one point and I said it was a fourth down play which ended up getting called back because he technically got sacked, but he just like makes this play where he just runs around, and then this running back's over here on his left side, and he just flings it like backward, passes it, and the guy runs for a first down. But unfortunately, Cam Ward's knee was down, so they called it back. But it's just like he makes plays like that. It was like, what? Like
that's the thing about him is like he has those flashes, and Will Levis also had those flashes, but his are a little bit like, I think probably more consistent and probably like at a little higher level, but he will do some stuff that is like, whoa, buddy.
Yeah, he definitely did. He had the Saints, in the first half. Like I said, the Titans offense was moving the ball pretty well. Kudos to Brandon Staley for making some adjustments in the second half. Chase Young, I haven't really talked about this all season, and this is my fault. Chase Young has had a resurgence since he came back from injury. He missed the first 4 or 5 games of the season, but was never put on IR for some reason. But he comes back, and he has just been a force of nature. He straight up just took the ball away from Cam Ward at one point on a play. Sacked him, just grabbed the ball, and then ran it in for a touchdown. That's how the Saints got their first touchdown.
Yeah, I didn't appreciate this as someone who was playing against the Saints defense in fantasy football.
Well, I'm sorry, buddy. But there's a lot of reasons to have hope for the Saints moving into next season. Obviously, Tyler Shuck is a big part of that. But Chase Young, like finding this kind of fountain of youth in Brandon Staley's defense, I mean, kind of living up to that number 2 overall draft pick status.
Only took him like 7 years. Only took him like 8 years.
Well, I mean, hey, I'm just glad he's doing it now as a Saint. If you could pair him, I've talked about this before, but if they can pair him with one of these hotshot edge rushers coming out of college, either the kid from Ohio State, Reese, or the kid from Miami, Ruben Bain.
I'm really hoping the Bain guy falls to Dallas. That's kind of what like my hope at this.
So it's looking like the Saints. I was looking at this today. So if the draft were today, the Saints would be picking 8th. It looks like they're going to end up anywhere from 8 to 14, which I think Dallas is at 14 right now. So there could be anywhere in that range. Some of the names that I've heard are the 2 I just mentioned. Caleb Downs, the safety from Ohio State, is also probably going to be in that range. Jeremiah Love, the running back from Notre Dame, probably going to be in that range. Jordan Tyson from Arizona State, wide receiver. So
it would be kind of funny if it would be kind of funny if the Cowboys ended up picking ahead of the Saints at this point. After
it is possible. It is possible because I think if the Cowboys lose, the strength of schedule for the Cowboys is worse than the Saints.
Which is weird.
Cowboys, which is weird. Yeah, so if the Cowboys lose and the Saints win, because the Cowboys have 7 wins right now, right?
Yeah, they're 7-8-1.
Okay, so if the Saints win, that'll get them 7 wins. So if they end up tied, right now, the way the strength of schedule is, the Cowboys is worse. But obviously, that could change in Week 18 depending on
who wins and who loses.
Who wins and all that stuff. So, but yeah, look, I get it. They've beaten the Jets and the Titans back-to-back weeks, so I'm not going to get like.
Yes,
but listen,
don't get too excited.
But listen, if you told me at the beginning of the season, like, well, we talked about this at the beginning of the season, like what's happening right now for the Saints is kind of best case scenario. Shuck has come in, he's played very well. People are thinking he's going to be Offensive Rookie of the Year. I don't know if he's going to win that award. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it, but like, I just don't know if he's
I think is that not like Cam Ward's to lose at this point?
Well, so the betting favorite for a while was Ibuka from Tampa Bay, but
yeah, but he fell off the cliff.
Off. Teteroa McMillan pushed his way up there for a little bit, but then he kind of fell off.
Jackson Dart was there for like 5 seconds when he was there, but he's been injured.
I mean, Cam Ward would make sense. I just don't know if. I mean, the problem with Cam Ward is he's playing.
His team sucks.
Like that. So I think Shuck might just kind of slide in there as like, well, he's playing well. He's already had more 300-yard passing games than the Drake in his career. For what that's, I mean, just it's a fact. Like I'm not saying he's better than Drake May. That's not what I'm saying.
I think that's what you're trying to say, Paul. You heard it here first. First take. Paul says that Tyler Shuck is better than Drake May. Coming up next. While
Tyler Shuck is. But listen, I mean, if nothing else, the Saints know who their quarterback is going to be in 2026. Now, what I am hoping is that Mickey Loomis does not take this as a sign to go crazy.
Go all in.
Yeah.
Trade 2 firsts for Sauce Gardner.
Nope. Yeah, exactly. Let's not get crazy. Now also one other thing I'll mention is the Saints could potentially, so we talked about the Cowboys earlier. We could have Saints at Cowboys next season, buddy. If the Saints win on Sunday and the who has to lose? The Bucks lose. So if the Panthers beat the Bucks, the Saints would finish in second place in the NFC South, which is absurd if you think about it. But if that happens,
your division sucks, Paul.
But if that happens, the Cowboys have already locked in second place in the NFC East, so it would be Saints at Cowboys next season. And I would say, Brandon, not to speak for you, but depending on when that is, maybe we get a watch along.
Well, let's not go crazy. Paul, I'll be right back. I gotta do something real quick, and then I'll come talk about the Cowboys.
Yeah, you do that. I'll talk a little more about the Saints here while Brandon's away. Just really positive signs from the Saints. I think they need to shore up the offensive line in the draft, not in the first round. First round needs to be a playmaker of some sort, either offensively, defensively, and then build from there in the later rounds. From the Titans' perspective, I will say, like I said, Cam Ward does look like, I think it just kind of depends on what coach they get. I've been a proponent of get a defensive coach and get a kind of hotshot offensive coordinator to work with Cam Ward. I'd be interested to see if someone like an Eric Bieniemy, we saw what Bieniemy did with Kansas City, with Mahomes. Bieniemy's currently the running backs coach with Chicago, doing a good job there. So I wonder if maybe Titans decide to go, or even if they hire an offensive coach like a Mike McCarthy or somebody like that, if maybe Bieniemy's a guy that they look at potentially, considering his past success with the Chiefs. I know Matt Nagy, former Bears coach, Matt Nagy has been the hot name as a head coaching candidate for the Titans. Don't know how well that would work out, but all in all, good win for the Saints. We'll see what happens when they finish it out with the Falcons this week. Would be hilarious to see the Titans beat the Jaguars. Honestly, I mean, I know the Jaguars are near and dear to my
the official AFC South team of the Boston boys.
I will say if the Titans pull the upset this week, that opens the door for my preseason pick, the Texans, to sneak right on in there and pull out the AFC South from nowhere. But we'll get to that more in a minute. Brandon, what about how'd you enjoy your Christmas Day watching your Cowboys?
Well, first of all, I hate when my team plays on Christmas, especially when it's noon, because we're still like in the middle of like doing stuff. Like everyone's opening stuff and people are getting stuff ready for lunch. And so that was a pain. But it was nice that they like pretty much got in control of the game early and were able to just kind of I guess hang on at the end, because the offense moved the ball really well in the first half and was able to put together scoring drives. Dak had that bomb touchdown pass to Kevontae Turpin that he like dropped in the bucket. This is Dak's numbers were probably better than what he actually played like, because he was a little off during this one. But they still moved the ball. I think they lost Jake Ferguson at one point. Ryan Flournoy was also out for this game. So Jalen Tolbert was the number 3 receiver. Javonte Williams went out at one point. So they had to, Malik Davis ended up having to be the main ball carrier. And Hunter Lupke also pitched in with 7 more carries or 7 more touches. The defense, let me tell you, it's not getting any better over here. The making Josh Johnson look. I was kind of curious because I was like, oh, we get to play Josh Johnson. That should help. And then after he threw 2 passes, I was like, okay, it doesn't matter at this point who the quarterback is. They're going to look good against this defense. They have also apparently after the game, one of their defensive players decided that he wanted to stay with his family, and so he will have a lot more time to spend with his family now because he has been released. He must be kind of a pain to deal with, because it seems like this was just the last, they've given him chances, and this was just kind of the last straw. His brother isn't exactly.
I was gonna say it was a bad day for the Diggs family.
It was. Yeah. Maybe the Cowboys wanted him to be able to support his brother in this.
Well, it's just trying to. I mean, I found it very odd that they cut a former Pro Bowl corner before Week 18 of the season, and he could sign with the playoff team. As soon as he clears waivers, he could sign with whoever.
Well, I will tell everybody, just don't use him for zone coverage, or you're gonna have some problems.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it just seemed, to your point, it must have been bad for them to just part ways with them like that. Real quick before we move on here,
we should actually talk about the defensive coordinator situation.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. There was some news out there that Brian Flores of the Vikings, first of all, is a coaching free agent, number one. Mm-hmm. And 2, the Cowboys might be sniffing. Who goes around sniffing? Sniffing around to see if he might be interested to joining the Cowboys. How would that make you feel, buddy?
That would fit. Flores is my top of the list, potential defensive coordinator replacement. So it is a lateral move, but the fact is that he will not be under contract after this year. So if the Vikings aren't able to reach an agreement with him, he will be free to pursue other opportunities. He might be a potential head coaching candidate. So that would be, I think if you're the Cowboys, you need to try to move fast to get on this. And then I think you're also just going to need to open the pocketbook to make it happen. You're just going to have to kind of write a blank check, which I think is Flores is probably the best candidate, but I think there are going to be some defensive coordinator candidates that I think would work well here. We talked about Aaron. I don't remember if we talked about it on the show, but I mentioned Aaron Glenn to you, and then there's been conflicting reports about whether or not his job is in jeopardy or not.
I'm of the impression that if the Jets thought they could get a upgrade at head coach, they'll do it. Like
Okay.
if they think I read somewhere today where they're not overly pleased with the effort that's been put out by the Jets the last couple of weeks.
All right.
But yeah, I think if Glenn is available, he's definitely being a former Cowboy. You definitely have to. If Flores falls through, I think Glenn becomes your next target.
Yeah, I see. I think Flores is the top candidate. Glenn's one that I'd like. There's rumored that Jim Schwartz would also be available.
Yeah,
which I wouldn't mind. Jonathan Gannon, I think, is another name that's out there. So like I think there's some interesting defensive coordinator candidates. Maybe I don't know if maybe something goes on with the Chiefs and they sort of have a shuffling if Spagnuolo becomes available, if that's a possibility, or if he like is looking for maybe another shot at a head coaching gig.
Yeah, I think if there's a shuffle with the Chiefs, Spagnuolo becomes the head coach.
Yeah, I can see that. I could see that too. So like, I do think that they'll have some places, some people that will be available who would offer a very steep improvement over what we've got at the moment.
I'm just hoping, from a Saints perspective, I hope Brandon Staley stays. I hope he hasn't coached his way back into getting another head coaching. I mean,
I would think he would want like at least another year, right? Like I feel like 1 year as a coordinator, maybe he needs like one more year before he makes that move again. Just my thought.
While you were away there a moment ago, I was talking about the Titans, their head coaching job. Obviously the name that's been associated with them so far is Matt Nagy, the offensive coordinator for Kansas City. I threw out the idea of like, I've said maybe they should hire a defensive minded coach like a Flores or somebody like that. And the name I came up with for their offensive coordinator was Eric Bieniemy, who had the experience with Mahomes at Kansas City, currently is the running backs coach with Chicago with the Bears, and has gotten rave reviews there. So that I just something to keep an eye on there. But
I definitely think figure out. He needs to find another place because like he went to Washington and ran the offense and was it under Rivera? Was he under Rivera?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't end up working out particularly well. So
he left Kansas City. So I remember this because this was in the cycle where the Saints were hiring a coach and they ended up hiring Dennis Allen. And they interviewed, I believe they interviewed Bieniemy because he's a native of New Orleans. They interviewed him for like 8 hours and ended up not hiring him. And then he decided to take a lateral move to Washington to basically prove he could run an offense out from under Andy Reid's shadow, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And to your point, it went horribly wrong.
And not that he wasn't exactly helped by the quarterback situation and over there at that point either, but
and then I want to say he took the job wasn't he like at UCLA for a season as a
he was in college. I do think you're right, he was in college. I don't remember where though. We need Andy. Where's Stat Boy?
Yeah, right. But I definitely think he's a name to watch. But yeah, for the Cowboys defensive coordinator, I think folks are going to want the job because if you fix Dallas's defense, that's a on ramp to coaching jobs. And I have a feeling Schottenheimer's going to give whoever the defensive coordinator is kind of carte blanche to be like, look, you run the defense. I give you that. That's kind of what Sean Payton did when he was with New Orleans. It's like I'm the offensive guy. You're the defensive guy. Like you take care of that. So something interesting to keep an eye on. Let's move on to our next segment here. Really, really great.
Just great. Really great. Really, really great. Don't you think so, Elaine?
Yeah, really great.
Brandon, I'll let you start us off here.
So this was my upset pick of the week, which was the Houston defense going up against the Chargers offensive line, which has been shuffled and torn apart and reshuffled and retorn apart. And it looked about exactly like what I expected, which was I thought the Texans should have been favored in this game. And they basically, in the first half, just went out and destroyed they ended up having to kind of hang on for dear life at the end because the offense, I think Jesse Minter did a good job of adjusting. But, I mean, this Texans defense looks like it's going to be like a force in the playoffs, and like they're going to be they are the type of defense that can like single-handedly carry you deep in on a deep playoff run because the offense only, I mean, you saw it in this game that they had like a couple of big chunk plays to their rookie receivers from Iowa State, and that was basically just enough to win the game because the defense just slowly chokes the life out of you over the course of a game, especially when your offensive line is piecemeal and injured and beat up and playing a Saints player who is terrible. Who is the Saints player?
Trevor Penning.
Trevor Penning. Yeah. So
yep.
So big shout out to the Texans defense in the Domingo Graham presents Texans 20, Chargers 16.
Yeah, I'll echo everything you said. I think the Texans are definitely the team nobody wants to play in the playoffs. Right now, we'll talk about playoff scenarios a little more later, but right now, it looks like the Texans will go to the AFC North winner, either Pittsburgh or Baltimore. Yeah, I mean that I give the Texans a fighting chance. This kind of reminds me of the Texans team from last year, but I think the Texans offense is a smidge better
than it
was last year.
The protection has gotten better as the year has gone on, whereas last year it was just an unmitigated disaster.
Yeah, they're kind of getting hot at the right time. They've won 8 in a row, which is obviously a feat unto itself. I mean, think about it. They started 0-3, so they kind of had to win, these 8 in a row to get themselves in the position they are. So kudos to them for getting that turned around. For my game, I'm going to go to Sunday night. Howard Mudd presents 49ers 42, Bears 38. So another game of the year candidate here. So obviously the 49ers, the Bears get a pick six on the first play from scrimmage, and Trent Williams gets hurt. And the 49ers, as they've done all season, play through it. Injuries be damned, and they figure out a way to win the game. You had did you text me about if the 49ers beat Seattle, maybe Brock Purdy MVP? Is that what you had said?
Yeah, my pick, my preseason pick.
That's right. I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's why you said that. Of course.
I mean, Matt Stafford, who has been the favorite for a while, had a terrible game against the Falcons. Now Drake May also got to play against the Jets, so he was able to just stat pad for most of that game.
What I will say is I would actually go to Kyle Shanahan. Probably needs to get some Coach of the Year considerations. Now I get it. They've played a last place schedule. I understand it. I totally get it. But you are what your record says you are. Like if they end up being the 1 seed after having the season from hell that they did last year with all the injuries and all that, and this year, like the Ayuk situation, Jennings has been in and out. Fred Warner hasn't played since I think week 8 or so. He should be back for the playoffs though.
Whoa, Fred Warner?
Yeah, I thought I saw he's going to be back for the playoffs.
I thought he had like I thought he had like major I thought he had like the Dak ankle injury.
Fred Warner. Fred Warner's return is starting to feel real for the 49ers. Fred Warner eyeing return from serious ankle fracture during 49ers playoff run. So
Adam Schefter says it's a long shot that Fred Warner plays again this year.
Okay, well then never mind. I guess that shoots that down. But anyway, but all that to say, I mean, for them to be where they are, and also shout out to another defensive coordinator we didn't mention, Robert Saleh, who went back to San Francisco as a defensive coordinator, and obviously they gave up 38 points in this game, but
maybe the Jets could hire him to take their head coaching. Wait a second.
But the best part would be if they just pretended like they didn't know, like they just kept it straight. They're just like, hey, we're hiring Robert Saleh.
We'd like to interview you for our head coaching.
And everybody at the press conference was like, wait a minute, didn't we did this already, didn't we? But yeah, no, I the great game. Obviously the Bears. So this kind of takes the Bears out of the running for the 1 seed now in the NFC will either be Seattle or San Francisco. End of story. Though they're the only two that could be the 1 seed at this point. The Bears will either be the 2 seed if they beat the Lions, or they'll be the 3 seed if they lose and Philadelphia beats the Commanders. So I still think the Bears are going to be okay in the playoffs.
The defense is a little troubling. I don't know that they're.
It's troubling.
That's going to be their problem is that
their defense is very turnover dependent.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. Is like if they don't get turnovers, they're going to let you move up and down the field. Correct.
Yeah, very much a bend don't break type of operation they got going there. But hey, for a team that was 6-11 or what was what was their record last year? I mean, they were obviously
pretty bad,
floundering, pretty bad.
Yeah. Where's
Ben
Andy?
Johnson's? Yeah, where's Andy? Ben Johnson's definitely been worth the money, been worth the price of what they paid him for this head coaching job. So, all right, let's move on to the opposite here. Sweet Fancy Moses.
Sweet Fancy Moses.
All right, so I'll kick us off here. So we've been talking about playoff.
You'll a little kick us off.
A little kick us off. Thank you. So we've been talking about playoff teams. Let's talk about the opposite end of the spectrum here. Tyrone Wheatley presents Giants 34, Raiders 10. Somebody had to win, and the Raiders definitely didn't want to be the team that won. I'll put it that way. So Raiders are now in prime position for the number 1 pick. All they got to do is lose this week to the Chiefs, which I don't know. Well, so there's word out of Vegas that Pete Carroll will not be back next year. That will not be not going to be a surprise to many people, I would say.
Right. Coach of the year, my coach of the year pick to start this season. That was the kiss.
Yeah, that was. I do think it would be hilarious on his way out to win the final game.
Pull a Lovie Smith.
Pull a Lovie Smith. Yeah, beat the Chiefs and then totally screw up their. Now they could still win on Sunday and get the number 1 pick, but they would have to the Giants would have to beat the Cowboys and they'd have to be a whole slew of other things.
Well, there's also the fact that so the Giants will not be picking a quarterback.
Correct.
So
yeah.
I guess the situation you would have to worry about then is that someone trades up ahead of you to leapfrog you to get I guess Mendoza or
so if it turns out that the Giants are 1 and the Raiders are 2, in that scenario the Jets would probably be 3. So like a team like the Jets could call the Giants and give them a Godfather offer to move up to 1 to get Mendoza, who presumably is going to be the first quarterback taken next year. obviously, if they do move on from Pete Carroll, obviously head coach is going to be an important decision. Tom Brady will obviously have his say so in that process, as I'm sure he did this past season. It kind of did feel like when they hired Carroll, though, that this was going to be kind of a like what happened was possible, right?
Right.
Like he's just a transition. He's just a bridge from one
It's
to,
a very
to the other.
very short bridge.
Very short bridge. We should also mention Chip Kelly, who got fired as offensive coordinator, found a new job. He is now going to be the offensive coordinator at Northwestern University next season. So,
do you think the NFL game has just like passed him by, and that he's just destined to stick to college from now on?
I think he kind of caught lightning in a bottle with the Eagles right at that one time with Vic.
And that got figured out pretty fast. Is like once people caught on to how simple the system was. Like I remember there was one game the Cowboys were playing against the Eagles, and they were basically like calling out the plays. The Cowboys were just like calling out the plays. It's like, oh, they're running this, they're running this. It was like, okay, you can't. The talent gap in the NFL is so small that you can't just line up and run it like this. It's not going to work.
Yep. So be interesting to see. So both of these teams, obviously the Giants have already fired Brian Daboll. So the Giants will be looking for head coach too. Marcus Freeman came out today, basically said he's going back to Notre Dame for next season. So puts an end to those rumors. He was kind of the betting favorite for the Giants job. But
tomorrow, in New York, they're going to fire the coach again because they're going to drop the ball.
They're going to drop the ball. Yeah. Very good. They dropped the ball twice in New York.
They did drop the ball twice.
What was your sweet fancy Moses for the week?
So I've got two games here. I should probably pull up the there.
Well, here I'll help you out here. So it looks like the first one is Henry Ford, not that Henry Ford, presents Browns 13, Steelers 6. That's one of them. And the other one looks like it's from
Dick Hart.
Dick Hart, yeah. Eagles 13, Bills 12. What caught your eye in those two games?
So the first of these is actually improved from where it was when the end of the game started, because he was able to stat pad a little on that final drive where they ended up not scoring. But the Pennsylvania quarterback stat lines for this week: Aaron Rodgers, 21 to 39, 168 yards. That is 4.3 yards per attempt. And Jalen Hurts, no completions in the second half. Same number of completions in the second half as you and I. 13 of 27, under 50%, 110 total yards, 1 touchdown, 4.1 yards per attempt. These were just some like abysmal performances. And this is so on Saturday night. So my dad and I had our fantasy championship game, which I will talk more about soon. But we had Jalen Hurts and Justin Herbert to choose from, and I didn't want to start Herbert against the Texans because obviously that's so about halftime or in the third quarter, Herbert has like 5 points. And my dad texts me and it's like, well, I'm glad we didn't start Herbert this week. I was like, yeah, it definitely was the right decision there. Well, Jalen Hurts ends up with like half the output of Justin Herbert for this game. The fact that he threw a touchdown in the first half is like really the only thing that kept this from being. It wasn't Jared Goff, who also had a pretty brutal Christmas. But I think the Eagles have 2 games this year, or multiple games, where they have less than 5 passing yards in an entire half. So, I mean, congrats to the Eagles defense propping up their, sham of a quarterback once again. And the Steelers, needing to win this game to just lock up the division. Couldn't pull it off against the Browns. And I did want to mention, so Myles Garrett still does not have the sack record. He is still short.
He's one short.
One short, I
half?
think.
He's one,
I think he's half. You can check this. I was originally going to say, I was like, if he doesn't do it in 16 games, then it doesn't really count. But then I remembered that Michael Strahan also had his last sack was the quarterback laying down in front of him. So I'm not going to begrudge Myles Garrett doing it in 17 games.
Garrett is at 22.
Okay, so if he gets one sack, then he will have the record by himself.
Yeah. So and he's playing one of his favorite quarterbacks to sack is Burrow.
Oh yeah, and their offensive line is
bad.
That's a sweet fancy Moses right there.
I could see Burrow doing the Favre though, and just like season coming, just like I could see him doing that. I kind of thought Rodgers would do it for him, honestly, but I guess not. All right. So, anything else on Sweet Fancy Moses? Or you want to?
No, I think we can move on to our final segment. You gotta love sports.
It's 4th and inches, and the Giants are going for it. You gotta love sports.
Do you want me to go first, so then you can write us out with your?
Yeah, let's. You go ahead. Who have you got for this week?
So I'm going to keep mine short and sweet. Bernardo Harris presents Ravens 41, Packers 24. I kind of talked about this a little earlier, but this was a reminder for all of us that forgot. Derrick Henry, still good. Still got some. Now the Packers defense, not great, but I mean, he was like when I saw his stat line, and I didn't watch a ton of this game. But at one point, I checked his stats, and I'm like, "Good Lord, this is." I did catch a little bit of the replay, so they had the replay of the game Sunday morning before all the pregame stuff on NFL Network. Yeah, man, he still got it. He is a free agent going into next season, and I'm interested to see where he might land. Someone mentioned the Texans as a possible landing spot for him, which I thought would be kind of fun. But
so we should read his final stat line was 36 carries, 216 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
Aren't you glad you were not playing against him in your fantasy
that would have been that would have been a problem given what Jalen Hurts.
That would not have been good for business.
That wouldn't have been good for anybody.
Speaking of your fantasy football, Brandon, why don't you take your victory lap here? I'm gonna get some water while you do that.
Like I said in the intro, we were able to hang the banner this week. We finished off our playoff run with a 115-87 victory in our league. So the Flying Monkeys number 2, which is our second league that my dad and I did together, ended up winning the championship. So my You Gotta Love Sports is dedicated this week to our 2 MVPs, which are Bijan Robinson, fellow Longhorn, and Chase Brown, who last week in the semifinal game, Bijan scored 22.8 points in our non-PPR league, and Chase Brown, with his 3 total touchdowns, scored 28.9. And then this week, when we also needed some, we went into Monday night down about 8 points. We had Blake Corum and Bijan. Bijan scored the early touchdown, and then we were down by 0.2 at that point. And then Blake and Bijan combined to pick it up, and then Bijan put an exclamation point on that with the 93-yard touchdown run after the Stafford interception. So this week, Bijan scored 34.9. Chase Brown scored 26.1 to bring home that championship title and a little bit of money to go with it. So that's my moment for this week. It feels good to bring home a title.
Yeah, absolutely. I finished second in my league, lost in the championship. So not as fortunate as you, but
Who are you playing against? Like, were there any players that did you in, or
because we did this a couple weeks ago. We finished early.
Oh, that's right, you were early. Were you playing against Chase Brown?
I'm trying to hang on. Let me see here.
Also, want to give a shout out to George Kittle for not being able to play because our opponent left him in her tight end spot for this week.
So the team, why can I not look at? ESPN does not make this easy to look at. Give me 1 second.
I just go to league and scoreboard.
Yeah, here we go. All right, so the team that I lost against, the week it was Travion Henderson. I think that was the week Travion Henderson had like his big game for the Patriots. DeAndre Swift, Nico Collins,
yeah, I know
Chris Olave, yeah, and the quarterback was Stafford, and this was back before. This is not obviously not this past week. This was a couple weeks ago when Stafford had a big game. So
I want to give a shout out to Uncle. I want to give a shout out to Uncle Gary because he won his league, and that he started off with Jared Goff as his quarterback. So we were watching that game, and I gave him an update. I said, I got bad news, buddy. He just threw another interception. I kept having to say this multiple times.
So
that was rough.
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that ball and run with it here. So let's go through a couple of these other games. So Christmas Day, Greg Blue, my boy Blue, presented Vikings 23, Lions 10. I didn't see this coming, man. Like the Lions now eliminated from the play. Well, actually, I did call Lions miss the playoffs. I did have that as a futures bet. So yay for me. But I really thought the Lions were going to take it to the Vikings.
Together.
Yeah, get it together. But the Vikings now, with a win over Green Bay this week, would finish 9-8, which is pretty remarkable if you think about where the Vikings were at one point this year.
You mean the fact that they had Carson Wentz like crying on the sidelines at one point because of how bad the quarterback situation was?
I mean, Max Brosmer has like what was this like? You talk about a stat line from hell. I mean,
that also should have been in the. I should have added him. I should have added both of those quarterbacks to that list too. That also should have.
What did I? I was pretty proud of this. I texted you during this game. I said Max Brosmer may have went to Minnesota, but Jared Goff is the true gopher this week.
Yes.
The nightcap on Christmas night, Goldie Sellers presented Broncos 20, Chiefs 13. Let's go to our correspondent Donnie for his dispatch. Donnie was in attendance at Broncos Chiefs. He lives in the Kansas City area, was able to go to the game, so he'll talk about it here. Christmas Day, with the Chiefs out of the playoffs, Mahomes out with an injury, ticket prices dropped considerably. The wife and I decided at the last minute to take our boys to the game. Got really good seats, 6 rows up from the field, behind the Broncos bench. It was fun to go. Had a fun tailgating with a work friend and her family before the game. Temps in the low 60s made for a nice game. Game was kind of boring. This is an example of why it's so hard to shut a team out in the NFL. Chiefs basically could do nothing on offense. The one TD drive started at the 30-yard line after a lucky interception. They got one field goal after a soft pass interference call against Surtain. My mother-in-law, a Chiefs fan, was telling me how good she thought the third-string quarterback played. I want to be honest with you. I don't think I watched a second of this.
I didn't watch any of this either.
Being in the stadium, I knew he didn't do much, but it's hard to see stats in the stadium. I didn't realize until I went back and looked at stats, he had 57 yards passing. Wow. Broncos.
So
Broncos,
what you're telling me is that Donnie's mother-in-law will not be joining the NFL scouting.
A scout, yeah. He won't. She will not be. Yeah. Okay, the Broncos played very conservative, pretty much dink and dunk the whole way, their way to enough points to win. No deep ball attempts at all. It was another game where it felt to me the Broncos totally dominated, but only won by a touchdown instead of 3. Now just need to beat a Herbert-less Chargers to get the 1 seed. I remain 1 game behind Andy to win the Bless Them Boys spread picks. I feel like I have been a game down for the last month. So shout out to our buddy Donnie, 1 game away from the 1 seed in the AFC.
I wonder if the Broncos basically just played this like purposely, just like, hey, let's not do anything fancy. Let's
not lose.
Let's just like squeeze the life out of this game and just get through it. Try to not get anybody killed.
I agree. Yeah, let's not lose this game.
Yeah.
Is probably how they approached it. Yeah, I'm curious. Maybe I should have reached out to Donnie and asked them, do the Broncos need the 1 seed? Like, do they absolutely, or is it like?
Well, you always want to have the bye. Like, why wouldn't you?
I guess, but like, are there considerations for teams that are like playing really well and like that week off kind of throws your rhythm off? I don't know.
I still feel like it's better to just like have to win less games.
So a couple weeks ago, I had the take of, I thought the 2 Super Bowl representatives would both be wild card teams this year. I'm going to go one further for you, buddy.
Okay.
Both 1 seeds will be one and done in the playoffs.
So who's the current NFC ones? Well, it can be the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Can it still be the Rams? Or is it?
No. 49ers or Seattle. That's it.
Okay.
It's 49. The Rams can get to the 5 seed, but only if the 49ers lose. If the Seahawks lose, Seahawks are 5, Rams are 6. But if the 49ers lose.
I heard something funny that the Jaguars apparently can be in like 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Like they can be any seed except for 4 because that's basically reserved for the ugliest.
Yeah. The best looking the shortest
ugly girl.
Small person. The shortest or the tallest little person.
Yes, exactly.
We'll talk more about all that in a minute. But so my hot take is both 1 seeds will be one and done in the playoffs. My hot take, that'll most certainly be wrong, but
I can see that happening. I can actually see that happening especially in the NFC. The NFC is kind of a mess just because there's like so many good teams. Yeah,
it's a crapshoot. We'll talk more about this in a minute, but I guess let's finish the rest of these games and we'll get to the playoff stuff. So we talked about Browns Steelers. We mentioned the Jaguars a minute ago. Chad Muma presented Jags 23, Colts 17. Colts gave it their best shot, man. I mean, Rivers gave it a hell of a run. He
did his best.
To him. Did his best. Shout out to him. Up next, Jaworski Lane presented Dolphins 20, Bucks 17. I should have seen this coming. I mean, I knew the Bucks were gonna. Well, I knew the Bucks would do this, and the Panthers wouldn't win. Because if the Panthers had just beaten the Seahawks, then the NFC South would be done. But
now you get a matchup to winner take. Well, it's not even.
It's not
because the Bucks can still win, and
we'll talk about that. Yeah, there's a caveat here. Up next, Jim Nance presents Patriots 42, Jets 10. We talked about the Jets' troubles. The Patriots could still get the 1 seed if the Broncos slip up against the Chargers, but they'll probably end up with the 2 seed. Marquise Blair present Seahawks 27, Panthers 10. Obviously, Seahawks in the driver's seat for the 1 seed in the NFC. AJ Green presents Bengals 37, Cardinals 14. was kind of surprised. I thought the Cardinals would put up a little bit more of a fight here, but I guess they're out. They're just out on Jonathan Cannon at this point.
That's it. That ship has sailed.
Yeah, that ship has sailed. The Bengals, the Zach Taylor ship may have also sailed, but looks like he's going to be back next year. We'll see. I do think somebody I heard this on Rich Eisen's show today. He's of the mindset that a franchise quarterback, quote unquote, is going to get traded this offseason. So either Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, which that's kind of bending
franchise quarterback is a little stretch, a little bit of a stretch.
I would say this: a quarterback who was the starter for their team at the beginning of this season will be traded before next season.
Okay, I got a name. Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, that
fits what you just said.
That fits what I just said. I think they were thinking of a little more higher name,
taller.
Yeah, taller. Yes, that's what I was saying. I do think this Burrow thing is fascinating going into next season to see what happens with him. But and then last but not least, Todd Gurley presents Falcons 27, Rams 24. So the Falcons winning this game presents this challenge we just talked about with Carolina and Tampa Bay coming up. So let's go through the playoff picture as it sits right now, and we'll kind of go through all the scenarios too while we're at it. We'll start in the NFC, which is kind of a mess, but it's a little bit clearer than the AFC. So in the NFC, right now, the 1 seed is Seattle. 7 versus 2 is Green Bay versus Chicago. 6 versus 3 is Rams versus Eagles. 5 versus 4 is 49ers versus Panthers. So let's start with the easy stuff. The winner of Seahawks 49ers is the 1 seed, period, end of story. They win the NFC West. They're the 1 seed. Case closed. The loser of Seahawks 49ers, if it's the Seahawks, they are the 5 seed and they are locked into the 5 seed. If it's the 49ers that lose, a Rams win against the Cardinals would make the Rams the 5 seed. The 49ers would fall to the 6 seed. So just keep that in mind. So the Rams can get up to 5, but no higher. The 49ers can fall as low to 6. The Seahawks can only fall to 5 if they fall at all. Now, let's talk about the NFC South scenarios. So this game is on Saturday. It's the first game on Saturday. If the Panthers beat the Bucs, case closed. The Panthers win the NFC South. End of discussion. But if the Bucs beat the Panthers, the Bucs would have to root for the Saints to beat the Falcons, because if the Falcons beat the Saints, that creates a 3-way tie for first, technically. Falcons, Bucs, and Panthers. In that scenario, the Panthers win the NFC South because they would have a better record against the other two, because they would have split with the Bucs, but they would have swept the Falcons, whereas the Falcons and Bucs split their 2 games. So Panthers win. They're the NFC South champs. They're the 4 seed. Bucs win. They've got a hope for the Saints to beat the Falcons on Sunday.
I interrupt this playoff update to tell you that on Instagram I learned that this was actually not originally a Christmas song. It was actually like a drinking song, because like
Jingle Bells?
Well, the dashing through the snow part, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
fair enough. All right, now let's talk about the rest of the NFC. So the Packers are locked into the 7th seed. They can't go up or down. They are the 7th seed. They will play the 2 seed, obviously. The 2 seed will be Chicago if Chicago beats Detroit. If Chicago loses to Detroit and Philadelphia beats Washington, Philadelphia will be the 2 seed. So it'll either be Packers at Bears or Packers at Eagles. The 6th seed, as we said, can either be the Rams or the 49ers. So it'll either be Rams at Bears or Rams at Eagles, or 49ers at Bears, 49ers at Eagles.
I think as someone with a vested interest in the Eagles losing as quickly as possible, I think I would rather them play either the Rams or the 49ers instead of the Packers at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you're an Eagles fan, you want to play the Packers. You don't want to play the 49ers or the Rams.
Yep.
To put it that way.
Yeah.
I do think, though, Bears fans are going to get mad at us again. I do think if it's Packers-Bears, the old, play a team 3 times in a year, things get weird type thing. I think and the Packers, I mean, they're just limping into the playoffs at this point. Jordan Love's concussed. Willis got a shoulder injury.
The Packers won the first matchup, and then they completely melted down to lose the second one. Yeah, just so the Bears won one of these, but it was kind of because of a miracle.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the AFC. So the 1 seed right now is Denver. Very simple. Denver beats the Chargers. They're the 1 seed. Period. End of story. Right now, 7-2 is Bills at Patriots. 6-3 is Chargers at Jaguars. 5-4 is Texans at Steelers. So, as you mentioned a minute ago, the 4 seed will be either the Steelers or the Ravens. The game on Sunday night is a winner-take-all, loser goes home, Ravens at Steelers. So, we'll see. That's easy. That's the easy part. For the 1 seed, if Denver were to lose to the Chargers, which again will be without Justin Herbert, then the Patriots become the next team up. So Patriots beat the Dolphins, Denver loses to the Chargers, Patriots are the 1 seed. If the Patriots also slip up and lose to the Dolphins, that puts the Jaguars in the driver's seat. So Broncos lose, Patriots lose, Jaguars beat the Titans. The Jaguars are now the 1 seed. If all 3 of those teams lose, Broncos go back to being the 1 seed. If the Jaguars lose to the Titans and the Texans beat the Colts, the Texans now win the AFC South and they get the 3 seed. The Texans can only get to 3. They can't go any higher. They can only get to the 3 seed. The Jaguars, as you mentioned, can go to 5. That would require the Chargers and well, yeah,
lose the division.
They lose the division, but they can't. I think. Well, they beat the Chargers, so they have the tiebreaker there. I think the Bills would have the tiebreaker over them, over the Jaguars. So I'm not exactly sure there. So yeah, so they could fall all the way to 7 if they lose and the Chargers and the Bills both win. I think that's how the Jags get all the way down to 7.
Okay.
I think there's some strength of schedule stuff in there too, but I'm not totally sure. The Bills can jump over the Chargers if the Chargers lose to the Broncos and the Bills beat the Jets, which is possible, obviously. So yeah, that's basically the Texans are in good shape because they now have a tiebreaker over both the Chargers and the Bills. So as long as they finish with the same. Now, if the Texans were to lose to the Colts, Chargers beat the Broncos, Bills beat the Jets, Texans fall all the way down to 7. So, which honestly, if I'm the Patriots, I don't want to see the Texans the first week. So that's just me. So that's hopefully that's clear as mud.
Clear as mud.
Picture there. But I mean, big picture. I said this last week. It was possible that we go into week 18 with all the playoff teams decided. That didn't happen, obviously, but we're pretty close. I mean, so the only things up for grabs are the AFC North and the NFC South. Everything else is just seeding at this point. Real quick about the draft. Raiders are 1. We talked about that. The Raiders just need to lose to keep the number 1 pick. Giants are 2, Jets are 3, Titans 4, Cardinals 5, Browns 6, Commanders 7, Saints are 8. The Chiefs, believe it or not, are 9. and Bengals are 10. The Rams. So here's what's even dumber for the Rams. If the Rams had beaten the Falcons on Monday night, they would have actually improved their own draft pick because they own the Falcons' first-round pick. But because they lost, good
work, guys.
Good work, Rams. Yeah. They're now 12, are the Rams via the Falcons. The Jets, thanks to that Sauce Gardner trade, now have picks 3 and 18. Pick 18 coming from the Colts. Your Cowboys are at 14. I think the highest the Cowboys can get would be maybe 8. I think you can get in the top 10 if you lose this week. So, something to keep in mind. All right. So with all that, did I think we got it?
I think so.
Are we ready to pick our final picks for the regular season here?
You should be proud of me. I actually did these before the show. I actually did them today.
Very good. Very good, sir. All right. Let's kick it off here. Saturday. First game on Saturday, presented by Josh McCown. Panthers at Bucks. The Buccaneers are laying 2.5. I am going Bucks -2.5 and Bucks in a confidence of 5.
Panthers +2.5.
Yep.
Panthers 3.
All righty. All right. The nightcap. This is a big one. Presented by Ricky Running Waters. Seahawks at 49ers. 49ers are getting 1.5 at home. I'm going 49ers +1.5. Seahawks at 1.
49, I have Seahawks -1.5. Seahawks 4.
All right. Shout out to our good friend Trang. Hopefully, if the Seahawks get the 1 seed, my prediction about the 1 seeds being one and done is incorrect. All right, on to Sunday. So we'll start with a Saints at Falcons. So I didn't mention this. Well, I did kind of talk about this earlier. Kind of a big game for the Saints. They could end up being second in the NFC South, can end up being third, depending on what happens with Carolina and Tampa. Also, obviously, as we mentioned, if Tampa beats the Panthers, this game becomes important because this game basically decides who wins the NFC South.
Right.
So all that to say, this game brought to you by Morton Anderson, the Great Dane, Morton Anderson. Falcons laying 2.5. I'm going Falcons -2.5. Falcons at a 7.
I have a question. So let's say Tampa wins on Saturday.
Okay.
Do you have a preference on who wins the division? In that, if it falls a certain way, I would rather X team. Like I would rather the Saints win or lose because I would want this team to win.
From a entertainment, so here's what I'll say. Because the 5-4 matchup in the NFC is most likely going to be on Saturday of Wild Card Weekend because they're playing on Panthers and Bucks are playing on Saturday, and the team they're most likely going to play, 49ers or Seahawks, they're also playing on Saturday. From an entertainment perspective, the Bucks are probably a more entertaining team to watch than the Panthers are. But I could care less which
they have also completely imploded since the start of the season where Baker Mayfield was the MVP front runner.
Yeah, I mean we were on the show talking about, hey, Baker might be MVP and yada yada yada. Now they're talking about Todd Bowles might not keep his job. So
yep.
Okay, so I went Falcons -2.5, Falcons at a 7. What say you?
Well, exact same pick. Falcon -2.5, Falcons at a 7.
All right.
Copy paste.
All right. We are head-to-head on 2 so far. Yeah, in the spread. When I say head-to-head, I'm talking about the spread picks. Who's presenting the Cowboys-Giants game?
That's a good question because I never came up with anybody, did I?
No. Do you want to can we just do Jason Garrett?
Hold on, I'm looking someone up.
Yeah, you do that.
How about
Go ahead.
Ooh, Everson Walls.
Everson Walls. Walls.
Correct.
All right. So Everson Walls presents Cowboys at Giants. Giants, the home underdog, getting 5.5. I'm going Giants plus 5.5 and Giants at an 8.
So this is one of those weird things where you like kind of have to measure motivation for teams.
Yeah.
And so I'm taking. I feel like the Cowboys are less. I feel like there's a good chance that Dallas ends up either not starting some of their like more important guys like Dak, like maybe, or maybe if he does play, he just plays like a few series. So I will take the Giants plus 5.5, and I'm going to take the Cowboys to win at a 6, but I feel like it's going to be kind of an ugly game.
So is Dak playing?
They haven't made an announcement, but I just wonder if, because last year the season was lost and they ended up playing like, well, I guess at that point Cooper Rush had been the starter, but they ended up playing Trey Lance. So I wonder if this is like a game where, because last week the season had kind of been over, but they were also on a short week. This week you had an extra few days to prep, and so I think that gives Joe Milton a better chance of like being ready to start a game. And so that's just kind of my gut.
All right. Up next, we've got Cade York, LSU kicking legend. Cade York presents Browns at Bengals. Bengals are laying 6.5. I'm going to go Browns plus 6.5, but I'm taking the Bengals at a 9.
Browns plus 6.5.
Okay.
Browns 2.
All right. Upset special here, possibly. Okay. Up next, we've got Steve Bono presents Packers at Vikings. The Vikings are laying 6.5. So the Vikings, who are not going to make the playoffs, are a 6.5-point favorite against a team that's in the playoffs. But probably starting Malik Willis this week. So keep that in mind. I'm going to go Packers plus 6.5, but I am taking the Vikings at a 6. Wait. Yeah, 6.
Okay, this is. I think I just ran out of like teams to put in places. I'm taking Packers 6.5, and then I got the Packers at a 10.
Okay. Okay. All right. Up next, again, Eddie Robinson presents Titans at Jaguars. Jaguars laying 11.5. Again, if the Jaguars win this game, they are your AFC South champions for 2025. I'm going Jaguars minus 11.5. Jaguars at a 15.
Almost a copy paste. Jags minus 11.5 and Jags 14.
14. Okay. The other AFC South matchup brought to you by Brian Hoyer. Colts at Texans. Texans laying 10.5. I'm going to go Colts, as we said, starting Riley Leonard. I'm going to go Colts plus 10.5, but Texans at a 13.
That's bold, Paul. I'm going to take Texans minus 10.5, Texans 13.
All right, up next. So all those games that we just mentioned, that's the last. Colts Texans is the last 1:00 Eastern game. All the moving forward, these are all 4:25 Eastern games. Jets at Bills. This one brought to you by CJ Spiller. Bills laying 8.5. I'm going Bills minus 8.5. Bills 14.
Bills minus 8.5. Bills 12.
Okay. Up next, we've got Dick Evie presents Lions at Bears. Bears laying 2.5. Lions are just playing for pride at this point. Yeah.
Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah, I kind of did.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I started to say, and then I was like, oh yeah, pride and Lions.
Yeah.
I'm going Bears minus 2.5. Bears at 11.
I have Lions plus 2.5. This is a motivation special here because I think I feel like
well, yeah. I think Ben Johnson wants to run this one up, honestly.
Well, for me, because I'm taking the Lions, but I think this is more of a Dan Campbell wants to like show you like, hey, not so fast, and also like I think he's also like, we may be out of the playoffs, but we're not throwing in the towel here.
Yep,
we still play hard no matter what the situation is. So I'm going to take Lions plus 2.5, but I have Bears at an 11.
Okay. Yeah. See, I don't think Ben Johnson's going to take his foot off the gas in this one. All right, up next, Chargers, Broncos. This one brought to you by Jacob Hester, another LSU alum. Broncos laying 7.5. Again, a reminder, Justin Herbert will not be playing in this game. Trey Lance, your guy, Trey Lance from Cowboy legend, Trey Lance, will be getting the start. I'm going to go Broncos minus 7.5. Broncos 16. Now, before you make your pick, I should point out, at this point, the Broncos will know what the Jaguars did. The Patriots will play at the same time as the Broncos. And so for that one seed significance. So just something to keep in mind. Who you got in this one?
You took the Broncos?
I did.
Okay, so I also have the Broncos minus 7.5, and I have Broncos 15.
Broncos 15. Have you picked your 16 game yet? I don't think you have.
No, I haven't. It's coming up.
Well,
coming up next.
It better be. All right. Chiefs at Raiders. Raiders are. Wait, do I have this right? No. Okay, no. I have this wrong on this. Okay. The Raiders are getting 5.5 on this.
Yeah,
on
I corrected it on the show doc on here, but I didn't correct it on the spreadsheet because I was looking at it, I was like, "Wait, something's off." Something's off.
I screwed that up. I screwed that up. Okay, so the Raiders are getting 5.5. I'm going to go Raiders plus 5.5. Chiefs at a 2. I will say, I had the Raiders at 2 originally. Because I thought, I was like, this would be so Pete Carroll on the way out to just win this game. Also, before the season, I did have a futures bet that Chiefs and Raiders would split their season series. So that's still in play here. But I will go Raiders plus 5.5, Chiefs at a 2. What do you got, buddy?
I have Raiders plus 5.5, Chiefs at a 5.
Chiefs at a 5. All right. Up next, Cardinals at Rams. This one brought to you by Chiefs at Raiders, by the way, brought to you by Napoleon Harris. Cardinals at Rams brought to you by Night Train Lane. Rams laying 9.5. I am going Cardinals plus 9.5, and I'm going Cardinals at a 3.
So I'm going Cardinals plus 9.5, Rams at an 8.
Rams at an 8. I do think McVay is known for kind of taking the foot off the gas, especially when the playoff. Now, again, the Rams could move up to 5 if the 49ers lose on Saturday. So there is something, but I don't think the Rams really care between a 6 or 5 seed, honestly. And, now again, we talked about the Cardinals kind of mailing it in. Gannon looks like he's going to be Gannon fodder, as it were, on Black Monday. But we'll see. Okay, up next we've got Dolphins at Patriots. This one brought to you by Keith Byers. By the way, shout out to Longhorn legend Quinn Ewers. Played really well in their win over the Buccaneers this past week.
I will say he did not throw the ball to Darren Waller, though, which
he did not.
Which was good. Good that I actually started Brenton Strange instead.
There you go. Patriots minus 11 and a half in this one. I'm going to go Dolphins plus 11 and a half. I'm going Dolphins at a 4.
Whoa, now you're on the wild. You've gone off the rails here.
Well, let's see how the Patriots handle the success here. Because, I mean, the Patriots really don't have to win this game.
I will say, if this was especially, I mean, Tua is not playing, and you know how he does in cold weather. So
it's true.
So they do have that going for him.
How does Quinn Ewers do in cold weather?
We'll find out. But I am still taking the Patriots minus 11 and a half, and I have the Patriots at a 16.
That should say okay. All right. Okay. All right. You are doubting your Longhorn brethren there.
Yeah, I've seen him play.
Fair enough. All right. Last late game here on Sunday afternoon. David Greenacres presents Commanders at Eagles. Eagles laying 8.5. I'm going to go Eagles minus 8.5. Eagles at a 12.
Eagles minus 8.5. Eagles 9.
Okay.
I just feel like their defense is just going to make Josh Johnson
suffocate.
Yeah.
Suffocate him. All right. Last but certainly not least, in what could be the final NFL game for Aaron Rodgers, could be the final game for Mike Tomlin as Steelers head coach, could be the final game for John Harbaugh as Ravens head coach. A lot of subplots going here. Ravens at Steelers. This one presented by Rod Woodson. Steelers are getting 3.5 points. We should point out DK Metcalf suspended for last week's game and this game after the incident in Detroit with the fan. So just food for thought there. I'm going to go Ravens minus 3.5. Ravens at a 10.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think it's over for the Steelers.
I'm going to take Steelers plus 3.5. Steelers 1.
You hope Steelers won. All right. So there it is, boys and girls. There's our final 16 picks for the regular season. We'll be doing playoff picks starting next week. But before that, we got to do our George is getting upset.
This is not good. Worlds are colliding. George is getting upset.
All right, so last week, we both got our upset picks. I had Eagles over Bills. You had Texans over Chargers. For the season, I think we're tied. Yeah, we're both 8-9 for the season. So I will defer to you, sir. I'll let you pick. Let you go first.
I'm going to take a Saturday game. I'm going to take the Panthers to secure the division on Saturday. I know they're on the road, but the Bucs are in a tailspin, and I will take the Panthers over the Bucs. Who you got, Paul?
All righty. What do I got?
You got the Dolphins over the Patriots. That's what you got.
I could do that.
Say it with your chest.
Oh boy, I could. Yeah, I'm thinking. There's another one I'm thinking of too, but yeah, what the hell? I'll go Dolphins over Patriots. YOLO, as the kids say.
That's right.
All right, let's wrap this up with our lock of the week.
Jerry, it's a lock. Kramer, you've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now.
Okay, last week I had Jags over Colts. You had Rams over Falcons. One of us was right. I'll let you figure out which one. But I will say for the season, we are both 14-3. So if it's all the same to you, sir, I will go first.
Go ahead.
My lock of the week. So I did Jags last week. I will not use them again. What do I do here? That one seems easy. No, I don't want to do that either. Apologies to our friend Donnie. I'm going to go Broncos over Chargers.
That was going to be my pick.
Well, it was there's another one that seemed low-hanging fruit that I was there another? Yeah, but I picked Jags last week, so I didn't want to pick them 2 weeks in a row. But you can pick them if you want.
I will take the Bills over the Jets.
That's a good one too.
The Jets stink.
They stink. Well, it sucks.
Well, it sucks.
Well, it sucks.
Yep. There you go, Frank. Let's talk briefly. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but let's talk briefly about. Let me see if I can pull something up here. NFL head coach fire odds. Nope, that's from September. Let's see what we got here. I'm trying to find who we think is going to be the most likely coaches fired come Monday, because Black Monday is Monday for those. I mean, it's not a pleasant topic, but it is something to keep. Looks like our guy Jonathan Gannon is the odds-on favorite, according to Kalshi. Kalshi. Apologies.
Yeah, that's like it's a one of those prediction markets.
Yeah, I want to say I downloaded it on my phone, but I haven't made any wagers with them. Let me see if I can pull up the odds while we're here. But according to the article I just read, the let's see, NFL head coach. Who will be the next coach out in the NFL? There we go. Oh. So here's some names for you. How about Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland? I did read somewhere today that Cleveland is looking for a possible exit plan, I'll say.
That's what I mentioned when I was talking about the Jim Schwartz situation, is that they may be looking to clean house there, and so that would open up the door for Schwartz to be hired.
Yeah. Can I give you a hot take? That would be a better thing. That would be a good thing for Stefanski to be fired from Cleveland.
I think. You think with the quarterback situation he's got going on over there,
and somebody will hire him. That would be an interesting landing spot for Tennessee. Is Stefanski? If
I actually like that. I actually like that idea a lot.
That could be interesting. Now Schwartz can't go because he and Tennessee already had their. Wasn't he a coach at Tennessee? Jim Schwartz, or was he? He was Detroit. He was in Detroit.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was in Seattle. He was in Philadelphia too as a defensive coordinator.
Okay. All right. So here are these are all. So there are 4 coaches with above 10% chances according to Kalshi. So Stefanski's one. Pete Carroll, we talked about. Todd Bowles in Tampa. Okay. And your guy Aaron Glenn with the Jets. After that, it goes down to 3%. Raheem Morris in Atlanta, Jonathan Gannon, Arizona, Mike McDaniel, Mike Tomlin, Zach Taylor, Andy Reid at 1%. Why is Sean Payton at 1%? Why the hell would Sean Payton?
There's always just like a small percent. They all just,
Yeah,
because it's not zero. Like, what if it turns out tomorrow that they find out he killed somebody?
Yes, sure. Kellen Moore at 1%. Good to see that. Sean McDermott at 6%. I do think if the Bills go one and done in the playoffs, that the McDermott, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Like if not now, Buffalo win. Like if Josh Allen is healthy, now Josh Allen got banged up a little bit last couple games, but if Josh Allen is healthy and there's no Mahomes, there's no Burrow, there's no Lamar Jackson. Of course, Lamar could still make the playoffs, but even still, like you gotta. I mean, if the other quarterbacks in the AFC playoffs are Bo Nix, Trevor Lawrence, Drake May,
CJ Stroud,
Aaron Rodgers, CJ Stroud, like, if not now, win Buffalo. You gotta. Now Buffalo could be in a situation where they got to go on the road throughout the playoffs because they'd be the 7th seed, but still,
their defense stinks so bad.
Their defense, but like, okay, whose defense outside of Houston and Denver in the AFC? Jacksonville's is pretty good.
Jacksonville's is pretty good too.
Jacksonville's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, something to keep an eye on. So, I mean, in the NFL, usually with head coaches, we have like 5 or 6 firings.
And we've already gotten a couple of them out of the way.
We already got a couple, yeah. Because we have the Giants and the Titans that are definitely going to be looking for head coaches. As you said, there's always one kind of surprise, like maybe Andy Reid decides it's time to hang him up.
And we also originally expected Mike McDaniel to be on, but it looks like.
I mean, I honestly would be shocked if he's fired at this point.
Yeah,
to be completely transparent. Yeah, I mean, we also talked about the quarterback thing. We talked about trading. Tua possibly could be just cut. Like they could probably just straight up eat the dead money.
Didn't we like talk about his dead money and how it's like $1 billion?
It's bad. It's bad. The other
it's
thing
like the entire salary cap.
The other thing with the Dolphins, they don't really have a high pick. They're like number 13, or they're in the double digits at this point. Even if they lose to the Patriots, I think they can't really get much higher than like 10 or 9 at this point. So, but hey, maybe Quinn Ewers shows them something in this game on Sunday. Who knows? But
who knows?
All right, so we'll be back next week. We'll recap Week 18, get ready for the playoffs, wild card round. It's surely going to be a wild card round, I would imagine.
It's going to be a wild card round.
It'll be a wild card round. We'll also pick the college football playoff semifinals. We'll have those ready to pick. Trying to think what else. Probably talk about some other stuff.
Get to see. We can recap the Longhorns game.
The Longhorns against Michigan. See what happens there. We'll also you didn't mention anything about your college basketball.
Well, there was a lot of they were off for a lot of the Christmas break.
Okay.
But I've been it's been pretty brutal this week.
Well,
I went 1-3, 5-8, and 1-4. Been the.
Are they in conference play now? Is everybody in conference play, or are they still kind of?
Not yet, but I think it's almost time. I think they don't start that till January.
Yeah, that's usually, from what I remember when I followed it, usually like New Year's time.
Yeah, they switch it over.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, hey, we're only 2 more months, and we'll be getting ready for March Madness.
Well, it does look like they are matching up on A lot of them are like so. Tennessee State and Tennessee Tech played today, which is the OVC,
Okay.
the WCC Mountain West games. So the game that I'm mad about today is so like this morning I bet UMass at like plus 100. So they were like a slight dog. So I bet their money line.
Yep.
I looked later and it closed at like UMass minus 160. So like it got and they still lost. So
well, that's a shame.
I know. Brutal.
Yeah. Yeah, we probably should also do maybe a recap. Maybe we can do this next week of our preseason award picks. See how bad. Well,
that's good about as well as our like for me at least.
Yeah. So actually, I just pulled this up. So we both picked the Ravens to win the AFC North, so that's still in play.
Okay.
We were Texans. I had Texans. You had Jags in the AFC South, so we're
still in play.
We both picked the Bills to win the AFC East. That's bad beat for us. Our wild card teams. I had the Broncos, the Steelers, and the Bengals. Woof. You had the Broncos, Chargers, and Bengals. So
I mean,
we both picked the Chiefs to win the AFC West. So that's not great. We both had the Eagles win the NFC East. Check. We both had the Packers to win the NFC North, but we also both had the Bears as a wild card. So I feel like we get half points for that.
Little credit there.
NFC South, we both had the Bucks still in play. NFC West, I had the Seahawks, you had the 49ers.
Still in play.
So one of us is going to be right. We both had the Rams as a wild card, so check there. I had the 49ers as a wild card. Check. You had the Lions as a wild card, so that's a bad beat for you. And then, we had Bills, Packers in the Super Bowl. Still in play. Still could happen.
Could happen. Not completely wrong. We haven't. Not dead yet. I'm not dead.
Best regular season record. Do you remember who you had? Best regular season record?
49ers, right? And
you had
Packers.
The Chiefs.
Oh, Chiefs. Oh, that's right.
I had the Bills, so neither one of us right. Worst regular season record. Do you remember who you had for worst regular season?
The Titans or the Browns?
You had the Browns.
Okay.
I had the Saints, so I'm
a little closer than you, like barely.
Yeah. But I feel pretty good about our playoff team picks.
Yeah, we did okay.
We're all right. All right,
mate.
We'll go over our individual awards. Well, we've kind of talked about your coach of the year jinx, and I had Sean McDermott. So both of our coach of the year candidates could be fired. Honestly.
Yeah, so that they're definitely not winning coach of the year. That's for sure.
They're definitely not winning coach of the year. Yeah. We talked about offensive rookie of the year with Shuck. Who's the defensive rookie of the year at this point? Is it Schlesinger for the Browns, the linebacker?
I guess so. I haven't even looked at odds for that.
I haven't either. We both picked Abdul Carter at the beginning of the year.
That worked out well.
Let's take a quick look at Rebet. I said we do this next week, but no, what the hell? Just do it.
You're going to do it now.
We'll do it live. Sportsbook, NFL, futures, rookie. So, according to Rebet, our friends at Rebet, offensive rookie of the year, the betting favorite right now is Teteroa McMillan, minus 148. Tyler Shook is plus 130.
Okay.
Defensive rookie of the year, betting favorite is Carson Schlesinger, the linebacker from the Browns, minus 752.
Okay.
The next best odds are James Pierce for the Falcons. At plus 650. Nick Imanwari from the Seahawks
Seattle.
is plus 1100. So, and those are the only three guys you can bet on Rebet.
Okay.
For offensive rookie of the year, Travion Henderson is plus 960. Jackson Dart plus 1425.
Travion Henderson might have had a shot if he hadn't if the coach had decided to play him a little more to start the season instead of waiting until halfway through the year.
You can get Shador Sanders at plus 48,000.
Or you could flush some money down the toilet.
Here's the thing.
About the same return on investment there.
Take that $20 or whatever you're going to do and just go buy some lotto tickets. So you got a better,
you got a better chance of winning money on those things.
Let's see. What about?
Sorry. Echo in here.
Yeah, there's an echo in here. MVP, the Drake on rebet minus 370 for MVP.
Whoa.
Betting favorite. Stafford's plus 255. Trevor Lawrence is the next highest at 180 to 1.
Whoa.
Yeah, I guess it's the Drakes to lose.
Just go ahead and flush some money down the toilet already. Flush that money down the toilet.
Who do you think offensive player of the year? Who do you think the betting favorite is?
Well, the early candidate would have been Jonathan Taylor, but he's fallen off lately. So I'm going to guess that it's Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey is the second best odds. The betting favorite
is it Bijan?
Nope. Bijan is 41 to 1.
Is it a running back or a wide receiver?
Nope, it is a wide receiver.
Wide receiver. Oh, is it JSN?
Yeah. Minus 330.
Minus 330.
McCaffrey is plus 310. That feels like some decent.
That I might actually take a little bit of a shot.
That might
on,
be.
actually.
Yeah, that might be. You might take a shot at that. Where's defensive player of the year? If I can find it real quick. Defense. Oh, stupid autocorrect. Defensive. All right, defensive player of the year.
Oh,
holy gosh! Yeah, minus
5,000.
minus 100,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shocked. I'm shocked.
Yeah, I had to count. I had to count the zeros. I was like, wait a minute. You can get Will Anderson at 50 to 1 if you so choose.
I'm gonna put a couple of bucks on
Mr. McCaffrey.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Who do you think the Super Bowl favorite is right now? Super Bowl winner.
Super Bowl winner. I need to go back to the playoff doc here. Where are we? Let's see.
I will say I'll give you.
Wait, no. Let me take a blind guess here.
All right, take a blind guess.
Is it still Buffalo for some reason?
No.
Buffalo
is plus 1025.
Oh, because they're going to be on the road.
Yeah. I will say Buffalo does have better odds than the Jaguars.
Okay.
Right now.
Is it Philly?
Nope. Philly is plus 940.
Okay.
It is an NFC team.
Okay. Is it Seattle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Plus 520 is the Seahawks. The next best odds, or next best odds is the Rams at plus 580, which makes no sense. The Broncos at plus 760. The 49ers at plus 860. Patriots are plus 930. Eagles plus 940. After that, you get into the Texans plus 1250.
You know, your boys got a current outstanding bet. Seahawks to win the Super Bowl. You said they're plus 500. They're plus 500 right now, right?
Plus 520. Yeah.
I've got it at plus 1,200. So,
wow.
Yeah,
it's good value.
That's some sweet action. Good. That's some sweet action.
AFC conference winner. You can get the Bills at plus 500. You can get the Texans at plus 560.
I actually don't dislike that. What are I assume that the Broncos are the favorite.
Yeah, plus 300 for the Broncos.
Okay.
The betting favorite for the Super Bowl finalists are Broncos versus Seattle at plus 1,200.
A rematch of Super Bowl
50? The New York Super Bowl? Whatever the New York Super Bowl was.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the number.
Coach of the Year, Mike Vrabel. So Kyle Shanahan is plus 150 for Coach of the Year.
Okay.
Mike Vrabel is plus 125. So it's
neck and neck.
Neck and neck. After that, it goes to Mike McDonald. Mike McDonald for at plus 600.
I think if these 49ers win, it ends up the 1 seed, you might see those flip.
Somebody's got to get something. Like
right.
if the 49, like I don't think it's Purdy, and it's not going to be Purdy getting the MVP. It could be McCaffrey. McCaffrey is minus 2,500 for comeback player of the year right now.
What if the 49ers get first place? They get the 1 seed. Purdy wins the MVP. McCaffrey wins Offensive Player of the Year. Both bets cash. We're going to Chili's.
Live show from Chili's. There you
go. Bring me some of that. Bring me extra skillet queso, buddy.
There you go. Ravens to miss the playoffs right now is plus 149.
Is that the same as the line on the Steelers to win the game?
Oh, that's a good call. Steelers to miss the playoffs is minus 178. So plus 149 is the number.
Okay.
Steelers money line for the game is plus 157.
So you should just bet on the Steelers to win the game if you're
right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. You have
to
be a real idiot to do it the other way.
Yeah. See, that's the kind of stuff that I'm still learning. Is like if you're gonna do this, you might as well do this. Like if you're gonna
you want to look at like all the different values, like the values of like what are the different angles I can look at this from and what it's the best like value on. Where can I get the best value on this?
That's a good point. All right, buddy. Well, we'll be back next week. We'll recap week 18. We'll pick our semifinals for the college football playoff. We'll
get you ready for the playoffs.
Get you ready for the playoffs. It's gonna be an interesting. I'm gonna ask you, Brandon. Is there any team going into this playoffs that you would be absolutely shocked to win the Super? I guess the Panthers or the Steelers or the Ravens.
Yeah, either of those teams. And I think just given the state of their offense, like the injuries that they've gone through, I would say that the Chargers are probably on that list.
Or the Packers, probably.
Yeah.
But so that would be but outside of that, so there's 10 teams that can win the
I'm still a little skeptical that the Bears can go make a deep run, just given that their defense has to force turnovers to be successful.
Be careful, buddy. They're gonna come for us. All right. Well, we'll have some fun previewing the playoffs next week. But until then, happy football, everybody.
Happy football.